Well, I mean, to be frank, well, I'd have to change my name. Oh, I gotta go. Hey, what's up, Scott here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it is March the 24th. Oh, man, what would I do without that date right there? And that means it's Friday for live stream, and that's not working. That's interesting. Is anything working? Is it live streaming? Am I dropping frames like crazy? Oh boy, that sucks. Wow, what an enjoyable. Wow, we're gonna change this back. There was yeah, okay. You know, sometimes you try to do things to improve the stream and you just destroy it. And that's what is there. It says there's no one watching. Is that true? Am I back to streaming? I'm streaming. Yeah, I mean, YouTube wants you to use constant bitrate codec, and every time I do constant bitrate, it's jumpy and blocky and no good. And I'm doing variable bitrate, and now it's back to normal, even though I'm dropping frames like crazy. This is weird. Why is it? This is not okay. I'm gonna close this window. Hold on. That might be expired. Let me open this up. See what it says. No, it's definitely not updating. What a dumb thing. Viewer activity. Wow. So am I dropping frames again? Really? All right, we're gonna set the frame rate down. Sucks to be me. Only here can you expect to receive the highest in quality streaming. See, you thought I froze there. Well, I probably was freezing. Am I still dropping frames? I'm still dropping frames? Okay. Now it's back. Wow. Man, when you drop 15% of all your stream, man. Come on, Elon. Give me some love here. I'm waiting for my video to give me more than 1 frame a second. Oh, is it looking good? Okay. Also, let me know if the audio is messing up in any way, because I've got a noise gate I turned on just to try to get rid of the. I've got the vent on. I've got the ice machine going crazy. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Luca, hello, Luca. Hello, Camille from the Netherlands. Hello. It's working now. There we go. So see, I set up all these jokes at the very beginning, and I even now put in the 30-second bump at the very beginning so that the jokes would get through and people don't miss my intro because it's streaming a commercial. And it still messes up. Oh, we all know why you're here. Puppy cam. Let's see here. Looks good to me. Bought the Ultimate 12 HD and a HyperDeck HD Plus this week. Nice. That's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you're obviously doing a lot of live or mostly live work if you're doing that, but that's cool. I literally can't wait for them to get it all into one unit. I also can't wait for them to give me 4 balls and wheels with a LCD screens in a Blackmagic Mini Plus panel for $1,500. That's what I would like. Elysium, happy Friday. It is happy Friday. Yay. And I'm using a different studio overlay today. That seems to be working, unlike the last time where it would just like pop up weird stuff and show weird stuff. And this is useless though. I don't know why. YouTube's like, hey, we have this cool new widget. You can pop out your stream stats and populate it right up on top of, you can have it smaller and be all kinds of cool. And I was like, I want to be cool. And so I popped it out, and it literally said at the beginning that no one was watching the stream, which is not unheard of, especially with my track record. But it's the thing. Scott the Money Man. Wait, who has money? I want money. I like money. I'm not the money man, but I am on that path. to achieving a reasonable sum of money. I want to earn. I want to earn. I want to earn enough money that I can say no to many jobs. How about that? That way I can pick and choose and be creative and do the things that I want. I don't want, I'm not, sure, I'll take the dream of, earning or somehow coming up with $1 million idea, and then I don't have to work a day in my life. Sure, I'll take that. But really, I enjoy working, so I would still be working. Literally at like 21 years old, people were asking me, what would you do if you win the lottery? I'm like, I'd keep working. Because honestly, the more time you have, the more time you have to spend money. And then that $1 million ain't going to go anywhere. Camille's a teacher. Oh, that's excellent. That explains. You're going to be teaching some high quality classings, that's for sure. Let's see here. Where did I digress from? My gosh, I just jumped all over the place. That's why, and it's a hobby. Copy that. Hey, Tyler, how are you? Good to see you. And this pop out is dumb. Honestly, I think the whole thing is dumb. It's not updating anything. That's concurrent viewers, chat rate, views, whatever. Let's see. What can we chat about today? I don't know what I was thinking this morning. I was really off this morning because I set up the stream for 4:30 my time, which is, I was like coming up. I was like, oh, well, I got plenty of time because I'm not streaming until 4:30. I'm like, what do you mean I'm not? I'm streaming at 4:30. I don't stream at 4:30. I stream at 4. That doesn't make any sense. I was just keeping y'all on your toes. I adjusted it. We're back on track. We're at 4. He's having a bad dream. I don't like it when he has bad dreams. I always wake him up because I don't want him to have bad dreams. No one wants your puppy to have bad dreams. Because he'll do that. He'll start doing his running, and then he'll noise gate is a bit distracted. Got it. I'm taking it off then. I didn't know if it was going to work. And the answer is, it isn't. So, getting rid of it. Got it. Done. History. Hopefully it's better. Yeah, when he starts growling, that's when I wake him up. Been a good week, I hope, for everyone. Hope you all are doing well in this journey of life. I had 2 videos released this week. Neither of them did very well. I don't know why that is. Y'all let me know what, and if you didn't watch it, it's okay to say you didn't watch it. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt if people don't watch my video, but I am interested in what people do like and don't like, and therefore, I can adjust a little bit. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do, but I want to understand more than, so-and-so who wants to get the viral video out there. I mean, sure, that'd be nice, but I want to understand what it is that people do enjoy me talking about, because then I could just talk less about the other stuff, even though, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be me. King says, let's I was like, that didn't look the same. Let's chat about having upgradable memory on Komodo. Okay, so upgradable memory on Komodo. What kind of there's the only memory that's in Komodo is the pre-roll. So if you have it set up where like you're shooting nature or something and you have it pre-roll, which all DSMC3 cameras have. I didn't know this until Jared corrected me. It was kind of cool and also mind-boggling that they put in cache RAM now, so it doesn't actually chew through your CFast card. So, I mean, the only memory on Komodo would be for that. So what are you referring to if it's not that. I mean, unless you just really like pre-roll. I mean, maybe you're really slow in the draw. I don't know. I'm not judging your journey. I mean, maybe you're sitting there and you're out there and you've got the perfect shot of a fox that's about to walk into your scene, and you're enjoying a cool beverage. I mean, it's okay. And there's the fox appears up, and then you slowly look up and you see the fox, and you're like, oh, I need to press the button. Maybe then you might need a little more than 4 seconds of. I'm just kidding. I am interested in what you're referring to though on the memory. What do you mean having higher frame rates, etc.? So it would not be if it is frame rates you're seeking. It's way more than that. So there's processing that has to take place. There is heat with the processing that has to take place. Then there is a maximum speed that you can pull from the sensor. And then there's the maximum reliable amount of data or scan that you scan. It's reading the lines through the sensor in order, going straight down, or is it left to right? I wonder which one it is. It has to be left to right, doesn't it? It can't be up and down. No, it has to be up and down. Yeah, it has to be up and it's going down because that's how you get rolling shutter. There's a maximum reliable rate that you can pull from the sensor as well, as far as I know, as understanding. And when it comes to Komodo, it's not going to get any more. It's not possible in there. Elysium says, from someone who consumes content to either research certain products to buy or using it as education, I say continue to make videos. Someone out there wants it and appreciates it, and that made me smile. Thank you, Elysium. I like that. That's why I do it. I mean, I literally, I don't know, how do I phrase it? I enjoy. I'm stealing this from Eric Kessler because it was something he said that I never realized that's what it was about in my brain. It's what I did. I just didn't realize that's the easiest way to do it. We do it for smiles. I enjoy when I create something and someone smiles or likes it and enjoys it, and not just like blowing, oh, good job there, Scott, whatever. No, seriously, if they really enjoy it, I get a lot of energy from that. I mean, yes, it'd be amazing to walk a red carpet one day and then everybody's like, oh my God, it's Scott, and look at the stuff he created. But it's kind of the dream. I mean, there's a big dream there, but I mean, it's not my everyday dream. It's not my everyday goal. It's to create something that is informative and helpful as best as I can. It's 100% honest. It's true and from the heart, but it also has just a little bit of comedy in there, just to make sure that if you don't like what it is that you're seeing, like the product, you're like, I don't agree, which is why I do ask. But at least, hopefully, my comedy will put a smile on your face, and then it's all worth it. It's all good at that point, and I'm happy with that. I mean, I didn't expect the first video, the Axun Simo. I didn't expect it to do very well. Honestly, it is a very limited market, and it's not necessarily. I mean, it is the market. My market is wide. I like to be very wide with everything that I touch and review. But I didn't expect it to do well. The behind the scenes, I hoped would do better because I put a lot. I'm not saying I put a lot of effort. That's why I hope, but I put a lot of information in there that I hope was useful. But I mean, maybe it is only useful to someone doing products or that kind of shot. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, that and have space for future upgrade. You're talking about firmware. Yeah, that would be nice. That'd be nice. It does make me wonder. It makes me wonder. I mean, I can certainly ask the question, and the answer would probably be super simple. But when they're designing a camera and they put in firmware information, I mean, I realize that there's a cost that goes with more storage in the firmware. There's also a cost of once maybe they're designing the camera and they get all the base functions in there and they say, okay, it uses 64 megabytes of storage for that. And then they say, well, we'll just double it for the future. But maybe there's a point where if you put in 4 times the amount, that you're actually more inefficient, and thus you slow the camera down, you make it worse. Because I know Jared had said that they refine stuff, and the boot time gets faster, and then they add stuff, and then the boot time slows back down. So it's always a give and take. Yeah, I mean, if it were just as simple as they just add more, then they'd probably just add more in the manufacturing phase. But there's probably a level of inefficiency that's there. There's a level of expectation. Why don't put in half a gig of storage in there for firmware if you're never going to use more than 128 meg. Something like that. It could be. You never know. All of these aboves. But I get it. I see. I don't even know what number's real anymore. I don't even know. I'm dropping frames. I know that's real. At least you're getting audio. Man, this sucks. I'm going to drop my quality down some more. I hate doing this. But I feel like, honestly, every single Friday since I've had Starlink, the quality on Fridays has gone down further and further and further. It makes me sad. You're Gone in 60 Seconds Reel was a banger. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What's new from Red at NAB? EVF, RF to PL, and END. So Red doesn't do NAB. They might have a room like off to the side, but it won't be on the floor. And they may not even have a room. I don't know. They may not be there at all. They also might just be, hey, here's a couple of Red cameras, put them in your booth, and then they talk about it from there. I mean, what's new? I would expect we should see somewhere, hopefully, maybe, the electronic ND. I mean, other than on an Excel, which is already there. But, I mean, maybe it would be ready. I don't know. It might be. It might be there. It might be on a camera and you just don't know it. And then you're like walking by going, that Komodo looks fat for some reason. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. Now I understand. Let's see here. What's going on? So I have two more reviews. Well, I have a lot more of that, but I have 4 videos back there that they're shot, mostly edited, and just need to pick up some B-roll. Those are coming, including the Rao Bay. The Rao Bay will probably be the video that is Monday. I am guessing. It's either that one or it's going to be the FX30. the FX30 review. It's either Monday or Wednesday for those. And then I still have a ton more reviews to do, but I'm going to sneak in some more behind the scenes kind of stuff. I think those are more fun for people to see. And I want to start doing some, well, I keep saying that. I'm including more fun stuff in there. And King says, Luca, did you say stitched 12K Komodo? Ha! That would be interesting. What would that look like? A sensor. That'd be a big sensor. Yeah, it'd be a stitched Komodo that would be able to shoot at a maximum of 20 frames a second. So what's everybody got going on for work? How's your work this week? Is it still slow? It's feeling slow. I'm wondering where my next job is, other than the summer job. I'm wondering where my next one's coming. I'm working on that one. It definitely feels slow. I know the writer's strike is it happening, or they're talking about it right now? Because I saw the deal, and I really would love to just dive into this one, where they're talking about in the contract for the Writers Guild, they will allow AI for writers as long as the writer gets the credit. Number one, okay. But number two, if AI wrote, then why does the writer get the credit? The AI did it. But it would, I don't quite know what their plan is with that. Lucas says probably Jared already has one prototype on his desk. If he's got a prototype that's working, it's almost certainly sitting out filming nature. That's my guess, if it exists. And who knows what they have? They've probably played with stitched sensors. I'm sure. Well, I know they have, because technically most sensors are now stitched if they're big. But I still want that. What was that one they called? The one that was supposed to be, and I don't know if it was just a joke, but it's got wings or whatever. But that giant, the really, really big sensor that they called it. I don't know. They didn't call it Monstro, but I thought they called it something like that, and everybody thought, "Oh, Monstro was going to be the big one," and it wasn't. That's weird. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when we get digital sensors like that. Who knows? It's only 3 weeks to NAB. I'm getting excited too. I've got a lot of things I want to do at Vegas. People to see, people to say hello. How's my moray? Is my moray doing just a little? Get when the stripes hit the lens like a big. Yeah, the shirt. I hate this shirt. I bought this shirt. It was on sale for $4. Yeah, I like my $4 shirts. And I buy them extra large tall. And this is very clearly not a tall. It's kind of funny. Okay, what else? We'll talk about. I got to finally watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. And wow, what a roller coaster movie, wild ride that was. The way I described it to a friend is, what if the music video for Turn Down for What became a feature? And that's literally the movie. It's wild. And the Daniels are some pretty out there, exceptionally creative people. And I did really enjoy meeting them back 2018, I think it was, with It was at Masters of Motion. Ollie says, evening of the good. Just saying hi, we'll pop on later, assuming you're still on. Cool. I hope to see you. Dude, just watched the movie too. I should have eaten shrooms. I don't think you need to eat shrooms. I can't imagine what that movie would do if you were on them. I would be quite scared. It was kind of funny because it was such a Daniels. Oh, really? I have to burn this prop. It was such a Daniels movie, though. It's I really wish I could remember what it was, but at Masters of Motion, they talked about the. If you haven't seen the Turn Down for What music video, if you're easily offended, be cautious when you watch it. It's not that horrible, but it's really out there, and it's definitely busy, but it'll definitely make you think and make you laugh a few times, if not drop your jaw. But the way that they sold the video to the director, or no, not the director, the I guess the musicians, was something along the line of, have you ever danced so hard that you got pregnant? Or it's something weird like that. It's like, have you ever danced so hard that you got a baby out of it, or something like that. And that's what it was. Much more and much less elegant than that phrase. But yeah, the movie was hilarious. I definitely want to watch it again. And it was a typical need to tell a story kind of thing. You know, what can we tell a story with while making it crazy at the same time? And I love that one. It's like what is this? Hold on a second. Let me put on my old man spectacles. Oh, okay. I was like, I thought there was a hole in my my prop, and that's not good. When you have a hole in your prop, that means that you have bugs, and I've never had bugs. I do tremendous things to make sure I don't. But it was just a discoloration. Where was I going with all of that? It's a good movie. I really enjoyed that. The log line. There was the Swiss Army Man was one of the Daniels movies, and their log line was the first fart will make you laugh, the last fart will make you cry. And I thought, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh, so there are people chatting, and it's doing that delay thing again. Dadgummit, I apologize. Kevin, hey Kevin. Thinking about getting Dehancer for DaVinci Resolve. Anyone here use it, and is it worth the money? So I have it. They sent it to me to review. I've used it a couple of times. It has some interesting stuff in it. It's kind of interesting. And I haven't done a review on it because I haven't found. It's hard to say. It still has a few good features that that Resolve doesn't. But I'm finding Resolve is adding a lot of the feel and character that Dehancer can provide they're building that into Resolve now. But it is, I mean, you could try it, I think, for 30 days and see if it's, I mean, it's really good for getting some film stock emulation out of it and controlling it. Everything else is kind of a little bit. It's interesting. I like how they filmed some of it on a cell phone. Yeah, you could tell. Very much. Audio solution for Raptor. I'm looking for a solution to attach a shotgun mic on the side. I mean, well, stay tuned. I know of stuff happening in the future. But what I would say is, and I have done many times, is the little zoom recorder. I take a zoom recorder, plop it right on the side, run that to your shotgun, take the output from the zoom, and go into the Raptor. And that way you get better preamps and you can control that output. How did you like the VFX? I mean, the VFX was pretty cool. I literally, like, several times there, I'm trying not to ruin the movie for anybody who hasn't seen it, but there's several scenes where they, you know, the face is doing rapid fire stuff, and then there's a lot of flashbacky kind of things, the rapid fire, and I'm just sitting there counting in my brain how many shots I would have to pick up to get that scene, and how much dedication you must have to a visual to succeed with that. And I mean, there was literally one, I swear it went on for 10 seconds. I mean, that's 240 different images you need to acquire in a very specific way to get it to work. And I was kind of impressed with that. Elysium has retracted. Luca has retracted. Thoughts on The Whale? My wife cried. Then I cried. Dad, burn it. We're going to watch that one this weekend. She didn't want to cry last night, and I have a feeling that I'll probably tear up a little bit on it because, number one, I like Brendan Fraser, and I saw the trailer for it, and I can see where it's definitely going to be a heartstring puller, and I can tear up on those, and I don't want to tear up either. But I am really interested in seeing Brendan Fraser. I think he is I think he's a pretty darn good actor. I wouldn't say he's the best out there, but I think he just needs to work some more because I think he's really has the skill set. Oh, look at Rexy. He's going to fall asleep and he's going to roll over. He just drifts off and then there he goes. But I think he is a very, very good emotional character and actor. I think he can do some pretty good stuff. Man, look at all these. Hey, Jamie, what's up? So you're working for the big company now. You're doing your thing. Are you shooting an 8K? Because if you're not shooting an 8K, it ain't gonna matter. Hope you're doing well, dude. I'm not surprised if y'all don't know who Jamie is. On my Tokina Vista Prime review, he's the guy who was running. He was the runner in that. And he used to do a lot of shoe reviews. Now he's just a lover of running and sports, and so now he photographs sports. He's one of those guys you got to watch in the good way. I'm not surprised if they will make a video game out of it. I don't know how you would make a video game out of that movie, Luca. That's got to be wild. That's literally when you would need like more memory in your Xbox. Let's see. Woo. A huge fan of Mutiny. I know they had mentioned making an audio solution for Komodo last year. Any insight? Nothing more than what they discussed on the live stream. Anything else would not be my place to mention. Guess I don't need that part. Would not be my place to mention. Triangle of Love is super fun. I have not seen that one. Interesting. We're gonna watch All Quiet on the Western Front, as well as there's another one. It's another one. We'll see it. 53 seconds. Everybody's got their iPhones out, ready to go. All right. He's gonna go upside down. I don't know what it is. I don't know why he can't do it. Triangle of Sadness, Triangle of Sadness, Triangle of Love, Triangle of Sadness. I'm gonna find out. I'm still doing 1080p. Bro, that's so last year. So last year. What camera are you using when you shoot AK? V-RAPTOR or Monstro. Those are the typicals when shooting 8K. I mean, have done with helium, but helium is not my favy sensor. We did the Sony A1 once, and that turned out pretty good. No V-RAPTOR 2 for me. No, not V-RAPTOR. No Venice 2 for me. Not yet. Man, I have to scroll up and scroll down to get it to refresh. What if I have to do that up there? Nope. When Mutiny did the live stream with Scott, they mentioned it would be soon. Right, there you go. Excellent. Excellent. I might or might not have a couple of soda pops in me. I've got, okay, so myself. It's the caffeine one today, just because I feel special. I feel like I deserve a little caffeine. Been there a time or two for sure. Let's see what other things were. Oh, the whole burning of the prop thing and the channel that I wanted to do with that, I see a couple of people that are doing it on YouTube, and I wonder if their stance has changed on that kind of stuff. Because I want to do more hangout, not just film necessarily. Even this one is all over the place, but I want to do very casual, just hangouts, and I want to do it around the finer cuts of life, and the finer beverages of life. Yes, okay. But I just don't know where. I mean, Rumble does not seem. It looked like it had a really good energy, but it's kind of like leveled off now, and I'm not sure. It'll probably be around, but I'm not sure it's going to be a place for live streams. I don't know. YouTube is really weird. If you had to sell high dollar items, what would you recommend? A broker. If you could afford the commission, which I believe is 10% from a lot of these, if you could afford to give up the commission, then yeah, broker is definitely going to be a better way because it's out of your hands. But I mean, it's giving up money. There are two people that I know are really good brokers, Matt Livingston and Lori Carson, both really good and really well respected. Behind Barbara Walters, really well respected in the community for brokering. So that would be who I'd recommend. But the other way that I would do it is you can post them on, I mean, it depends. If you're talking about, man, why is this thing not picking up my eyes? Because it's weird that normally it's 100% eye. It must not be on. Like a high dollar item, if it's camera gear, you could list it in, don't do it in red camera, but do it in like red Komodo users, if it's a Komodo, or, that kind of thing. But then be very, very, very cautious. Look for every red flag. I know people have repeatedly asked me to do a video on the best practices of buying and or selling, because I've had several friends that were scammed both directions. Just look for every single red flag. Number one, let them know right up front that you are only shipping it via this one carrier, and that it will be a delivery directly to a location that is on their approved. So if you're using PayPal or whatever, that it is their approved address. Don't allow address redirection on like UPS. Get an adult signature, not just a signature. That kind of stuff. And then if it just sounds too good to be true, also, check out the people. The people, is this person, are they posting? You see them posting a lot in groups and not just posting memes. Are they posting serious questions or engaging? Do they have a lot of similar friends? When you look on them on Facebook, do they have the same friends? All that kind of stuff. All of those things add up to checking off boxes to make it feel safer and safer and safer. And then, in person for super high value would be the best. Fashionably late. Hello, Reach. How are you? Christian, what do you think about the DJI 4D Flex? It's an interesting camera. I think that camera will be a different animal come NAB. When the 8K sensor is released, when the Inspire 3 is released, I think that camera is going to change. What I don't like is them using their own lens system. Everybody's got to have their own proprietary system, and I know there's the standard one that no one uses either, and it stinks. I wish there was. PL is cool, but they're not going to put a PL on there way too much. I think the 4D will be a much, now you can buy a license for recording compressed RAW within the camera, thus invalidating all of the YouTubers who were claiming that Red would never license it and no one can get it. Sorry, I'm just using the generic YouTube voice for that. There were so many of those channels that I wanted to go back and say, so you're going to issue correction or you still believe it? I think if the specs hold up on what I know about the 8K sensor, I think that camera is actually going to be a pretty usable platform. Especially if you fly drones, then you can swap them around. Because you'll be able to shoot compressed RAW in 8K internally. The negative that I see is you're kind of in a tough price point, because for a little more money, I can buy a V-RAPTOR, because that 8K 4 4D is not cheap. What is it, 13,000, I think? But I think their goal is to build an ecosystem that can interchange amongst everything. That makes it a very attractive camera. So if you can just buy an Inspire 3 platform, a 4D platform, and a handheld gimbal platform, a small compact handheld gimbal platform, not the 4D Flex, which I know the little separation module is kind of that, which helps. But I think it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of the image from the 6K 4D Flex. 5K, 5.3, 5.7, whatever. 5 point, yeah. I have seen some good stuff shot with it, but I'm not a huge fan of that one. The 8K, though, could be interesting. You could always create a private stream for people to attend burning props. Not sure if that would help. It won't, because YouTube uses AI to do everything. And honestly, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about like burning a channel, doing it. What I care about is when they burn the channel, they typically burn all the other channels with it. They hold the whole chain in responsible for it. Speaking of which, man, Linus Tech Tips, that was a fun one. I'm glad he got it sorted out, because that was wild. Scott, you know these guys don't issue correction. It is very true. They do not issue corrections. My favorite one, or lack their favorite, was the guy who, well, there's two of them. The one guy who's not even really a filmmaker. I mean, technically he is, but I mean, he's not a professional filmmaker. Oh, man, what's going on with my nose? And he was lambasting how Red was destroying the industry by holding everybody back. And I'm like, whatever. And I wrote really long paragraph that I don't think a single person responded to. It was definitely one of those I hate Red videos that only the people who hate Red will ever engage. And it's like the Black Magic bots when I first reviewed the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and the Black Magic Army came through and just destroyed me for not knowing what I was doing. You don't know how to shoot it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I kind of do. For each, the Rance guy. The Rance guy was one of them. And then the other one was the guy, he has a really decent channel. I really like his other videos where he breaks down, like the person, like a director. What is it? Film frame or something. I forget which one it is. He does some really good stuff, but he went off on, well, he did the whole Jenny Mag crap and brought that back out of existence. It got everybody all fired up again. You know, and it's interesting. I had many conversations at South by Southwest with people who clearly have never entertained the thought of shooting with a Red camera. And all of their reasoning was from like 10 plus years ago. They just believe the hype behind it. And I told them, I was like, okay, that's wrong. Do you not know that that's wrong? And I converted a few people, I think, to entertaining it. I doubt they'll shoot it, but it was interesting to me how much, and it's not a Red thing, but it's how much this industry is so like, I must hold on to this one thing, and it cannot be anything else. So weird. Reach says, I'm fired up right now. Just kidding. Frame Voyager, yes. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, Frame Voyager, yeah, he makes really good videos, but he is so anti-red, and for the wrong reasons. I mean, if you don't like the image that red makes, that's a valuable, viable, reasonable opinion. But if you don't like it because you think they charge more or they're holding back the industry, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention very well. And I have a video that I'm working on right now. I just started it yesterday, planning it out. And I was kind of thinking turning it into a doc, but if I do it into a doc, I think it's going to be too all over the place. Plus, when you're doing a doc, you're really asking a question. And if you already know the answer, then you've asked the wrong question, or your doc is not going to be as good. And this one, I know a lot of the answer out there, but there's going to be a whole lot that I uncover. But I think you're all going to enjoy it. It'll be a good one, a very, very in-depth dig and dive into some technology and things and stuff. Reach says, "Sup, Tim? Sup? Do you think we'll ever see a standalone LiDAR system from DJI?" I don't know. I think they could at some point. My guess would be if we do, it will be when the 8K 4D camera system has run its course. The reason I say that is DJI is trying to make an ecosystem. They want you to buy into it to get all of the cool things. They have a fantastic video transmission system. It's fantastic. They have a great LiDAR system. They have a great drone system. They have great gimbal technology. They have a lot of great things. Their image is not necessarily... It's not fair. Their image is great. I like their image. Their image, they do a very good job. They could be better. It could be a lot better. But it is a great image. They want you in that ecosystem. That's what they're trying to build. That's why they bought Hasselblad. I mean, there's no reason not to get all that technology and put it into an ecosystem. So the 4D needs to run its course to the point where people have either bought all of it they're going to buy, or it just didn't take off. And it's possible. You never know. Then they'll probably release the LiDAR, is my guess. Making sure I wasn't saying something I wasn't supposed to. Claudio Miranda, I'm thinking Lando. Claudio Miranda shot with the Inspire 2 a few years back. Go flying, landing, and handheld. That solution is probably a better investment than the DJ4. See, when the Inspire 3 comes out, I think the 4D with 8K is going to be really, really viable. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh my God, man! I've got to scroll more often. Sorry. Got Scotty up on 2 screens. Was playing on my TV, but then had to come to comment. Frame Voyager got Tim fired up. If you don't like the image red makes, LOL, said no colorist ever. Dude, I find it like the people who... Am I dropping frames again? No. Okay, it's just unhappy that I'm sending it low quality. Dude, I find Like the people who swear by manual focus for videography work, they do so until they actually use the tools for actual work. Yeah, I mean, I really like manual focus. I really do enjoy focus. Now, I've found that over the years, like all of my stills lenses and even obviously all my city lenses have gears. Like doing the follow focus, I'm doing it by my finger. I'm not going to say I'm first AC quality at doing that, but I am pretty darn good on a stills lens like the Sigmas, and I use the lens gear on there, and I just use my fingernail, and I can pull focus like you wouldn't believe. I'm getting really good at it. And see the benefits of auto for certain. Yeah, there's a tool for everything and a reason. Why is it clipping? Let me turn this down a little bit. Turn down for what? Until they have clients not using their footage because it's not in focus. These guys haven't used a red long term. Maybe they touched the camera. I don't know that they've even never touched it. I firmly believe half of them have gone to film school, and in film school it's, I can't use a red because all of the awards are shot with Alexa and film and Sony Venice. But you don't see any reds. No, because you see everything else being shot with red. Okay, so this is a quote, and let me say it. I may have said it last time, but I'm gonna say it again. And we did talk about it on here, didn't we? But that was it was a financier talking about low budget documentaries and that kind of film. You can either make money with your film, you can get people to see it, or you can win awards, but you can't do all three. And so you have to choose when you're financing a movie which one you want to do. And I think a lot of like the award show, it has nothing to do, not always. It doesn't always have to do with how beautiful it was. Sometimes it's you push the limit, either physically, mentally, with graphics or whatever. You push the limit, or you said something that was cool to say at the moment. That's my award show. That's probably why I'll never win an award. I just did a consult for a company using all Blackmagic for videography stuff. I changed their life with the A7S III. A7S III is a darn good camera, and I would say between the FX3 and the A7S III, there's almost no reason to get the A7S III over the FX3, and just because 12 megapixels photos, I realize that's a lot of megapixels, but it's not necessarily what I would jump for in a photo camera. 24, okay. 34, 44, 50, 100, yeah, all of that. King says, A7S III? No. I like A7S III. I don't know if that's what you sound like, King, but that's your voice today. No. Seth says, do you think Blackmagic is going to release a new camera at NAB 2023? And are you attending? I am attending. I will be there, and I do believe that we will see a handful of cameras either get introduced right before, during, or right after NAB. When I say this, I'm talking about super run and gun, like weddings. For like run and gun and dock shooting and like high end wedding stuff, I would be all over the FX6 for that kind of stuff, because you get the great image quality, you get all the the run and gun stuff that you need, I would be all over that for that. And you, he corrected Scott. It's okay. When anybody says "scot," that's my first professional job. My boss was an executive vice president for a Fortune 100 company in the marketing department, and he was English, and he always said "Scott." Hello, Scott. And so I read that in his voice. For the type of work, autofocus has really changed my life, but also I needed to get different lenses. Still love my Komodo. Oh, there's a tool for every job. I love my Komodo. I love my Dragon. I love my Sonys. I use them all. I even used this one the other day. It was kind of fun. I get you. Tyler says, I am a manual focus guy, but I did use autofocus yesterday on a few shots. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express. New beta matched with Canon RF-L series looks pretty good, but I wouldn't use it for everything. So, y'all heard the rumor that there's going to be a Canon 24 to 105 f2.8 RF-L glass. If that actually happens, that might actually get me to the point where I buy a Canon mirrorless camera. That would be a lens to have, because you talk about covering it all and fast, that would be spectacular, unless it costs more than the camera and unless it's huge. If it's the size of the 28 to 70, which I would love to own, then it may not be. But I mean, what a lens that would be. The autofocus on Komodo is surprisingly good. That being said, I pretty much use it with a manual. I do too. I use it for autofocus only on gimbal. Certain gimbal. Not always. I mean, sometimes you're literally just staying at the same distance. And I'm a small-time operator. So I'm a smooth operator, but I'm a small-time operator, and I kind of work in small groups. Reach says, I like the FX3 for form factor, but I figured these guys wouldn't use the FX3 for its modular benefits. So the FX3 for me, the reason I would say that over the A7S III, because I don't necessarily like the FX30 is growing on me every day that I use it. And you're going to hear that in my review. If y'all remember, all the way back to December when I was talking about returning it, and that I had made up my mind that I was returning it and that I wasn't going to do the review. And I ended up keeping it, and I'm doing the review because I truly like that camera every day. I mean, it's not a fair thing to say, but look at this. You can see a little bit of noise in that. It's noisy, don't get me wrong, but that would clean up so well. I mean, so well in post with no problem. That's 8,000 ISO on the FX30. It's pretty good. I'll give it that. But the FX3, the reason that I would choose it over the A7S III is the USB timecode. Hey, Greg, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well. And appreciate you being a supporter. Appreciate you being a supporter of the channel. He's our producer tier. He's like, I have to call him sir. It's wild. It's a thing. Let's see here. Do you think indies inside mirrorless bodies will ever be a thing? Lots of rumors all over the multiple cams about that. I just don't see it ever. I see it happening. As soon as they can figure out how to make the mechanism as slim as possible, because you can't interfere with that. I mean, because mirrorless, there's very little depth between the sensor and that. But as soon as they can do that, if they can put it on the sensor, which I can foresee happening at some point, then yeah, I think it's going to happen. Anthony, hello, Anthony. Thinking of getting my hands on a Canon R3 to do things I can't always do with my Komodo. What are your thoughts? Hold on. There's a bad piece of my prop here that's not making me happy. What in the world? Hold on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so the R3 is that's that really, really nice one with a lot of dynamic range. Right? Yes. That's the 24 megapixel, like 16 stops of dynamic range. Yes. Yeah. So that one is exceptionally well respected out there for its dynamic range. I have not shot with it. I know Jared loves his. And he's a red guy, and he loves his. I mean, he adores it. I think Anthony, if you like Komodo, and you want to jump to a mirrorless, if the president of Red agrees with you that the R3 is a good one that does nicely, it's probably a safe thought there. I would expect a new R3 though at some point. In which case it might be good to pick up a used one. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, Greg says that 24 to 105 2.8 would be awesome. It would be awesome. I mean, if they could do it for $2,000, which they're not going to do. I mean, it's gonna. What's the negative? What is the negative? So what would be the reasoning? I mean, it would have to be super expensive, or else it's going to displace all the other lenses. Why would anybody want it? What? The only reason I don't own the 24 to 105 is because it's F4. I like the idea. Yeah, this is a 24 to 105. So now it's focused. This is a 24 to 105. It's a Sony, and it's the F4. And I had the Canon 24 to 105 back when I bought my my 5D Mark III, and I liked it. It was one thing that was cool about it was that it did have macro in it, which was nice. But yeah, F4 can get. I mean, for taking photos, F4 can get a little boring. For video work, I don't mind F4 at all. I mean, I'm usually shooting 4.5 anyway, 4.5 to 5.6, somewhere in that range. So it wouldn't bother me at all. Yeah, I have a feeling, Reach. It's either one or other. Number one, it's either a completely bogus rumor, or it's going to be the size of the 28 to 70, and a bigger cost than the 28 to 70. Because I mean, how else are you going to pull that off? Because 2.8 is going to require bigger elements. If you're going to do that kind of a transformation from wide to super telephoto, mostly telephoto, probably would be over 3K. Yeah, I'm guessing it would be probably 3,500. 24 to 105 RF 2.8 IS. Oh my God, yes, I agree. That would be funny if they literally named it the 24 to 105 RS 2.8 IS LOMG. That would be a good name for that lens, because they would be doing what nobody else is doing. Greg says, got the F4 only because it came with the EOS R and turned out to be a rather versatile lens, even when hooked up to the Komodo. The focal length is a very usable focal length. I remember when I first when I bought my first 35 millimeter camera, and I spent big bucks on it, for my day, because I was coming from my old Miranda 35, and so I wanted something with one of my fast automatic winder on there, and I bought the Nikon 6006, and I was so proud of myself. I bought it from Wolf Camera. If those of you, I think it's still around, Wolf, but it's not quite the same. And then I bought a, much against my friend, who was a much better photographer than I am, warning me not to. I bought the 18 to 200 Tamron, I think it was. And I just, at that point in my life, did not grasp the concept of you're giving up something to gain something. And to go from 18 to 200, you're giving up a lot. And I gave up a lot, and it was in the speed of the lens, for sure. But the range was incredible. Hey, buddy, where are you going? Oh, well, fine. Guess we'll just switch over to full screen then. So, Reach says, have you tried RAW with the Atomos Ninja 5 with the FX3? No. I was going to do it. I was going to buy the Ninja 5 until I realized that it can only shoot in ProRes RAW, and Resolve doesn't support ProRes RAW, so it became a whoop-de-doo. I mean, I know there is a conversion you can do to turn it into to Cinema DNG, I think it is, but at that point, I don't want to shoot something to convert it to play with something that, at that point, I'll just shoot with my red. Also, the Ninja 5, I had a buddy, Simon, who last week was one of the ones who told me about something that I mentioned that he didn't. He called me out. He's like, "Bro, you forgot to call me out." Hold on, let me get it right, because he deserves the call out. But anyway, he has the 5, and it broke. And it was going to cost, that's what it was. It was going to cost almost as much as the Ninja 5 to repair, because the HDMI went out. It was the Final Cut Pro X. Last week when we were talking about, I bought Final Cut Pro X to try it. And Simon was one of the ones, he literally would spend time on the phone with me trying to walk me through how to do this and that on it. And I just couldn't click. FX30, yeah, same thing. Because the Ninja 5 because Resolve doesn't support it. Yeah, I still have mine too. I've been using my FX30 as a wedding cam. Scott, that was a scary accurate representation of my comment. 58 seconds for Rex. Yeah. If it goes over 60, someone's winning a prize. I mean, it's happened before, so just keep your eye out. King says, if only the R5C had C-Log 2, I think, aren't they abandoning C-Log 2 completely? Like, Sony's abandoning S-Log 2. I don't know. What do you think the word people are whispering about C-Log 4? Will it be twice as good as C-Log 2? No, it will not. It'll be slight improvements. It'll just be a better way of being able to take it. So, I mean, they're all creating a flat image that can best utilize the sensor's dynamic range and put it in a very flat pre-grade, oddly enough, technically it's a curve, but that you can grade easy from it, because some of those are not as easy to grade as others. It's funny too, because people said S-Log 3 was much harder to grade than S-Log 2. I think it's the opposite for me. I was much easier at doing S-Log 3 than 2. Craig says, I'm afraid it would cost around $3,000. My only pet peeve is that it might be telescoping. Oh, it's going to be telescoping. Canon for sure has abandoned all the dreams of people not wanting telescoping. They're like, we don't care anymore. You want it to be small, it's going to telescope. Why do you think the Zcam profile not supported on DaVinci Resolve? So it could be a couple of things. I honestly don't know the answer, but my guess would be option one: Zcam had a spat with DaVinci over something, or over Blackmagic with something, or Blackmagic had a spat with Zcam over something, which is ultimately the same thing, or that there are not enough people buying Zcams for it to even matter to Blackmagic to spend any time to do. My gut tells me it's probably that, and I'm not pooping on it. I don't see a lot of Zcams out there. My gut. Hello, Harrison. I've been going back and forth with my boss on replacing our two cams due to Panasonic killing the line. Would you go Canon or Sony? I mean, it depends. Let's get more specific, Harrison. Which Canons and which Sonys are you considering, and why? Because that will help me understand. Because, I mean, I can tell you my thoughts on various cameras, but if you're not looking at that camera, it's irrelevant. I mean, going from a Varicam LT and then going to a mirrorless would feel a little awkward. But if you were saying going from a Varicam to a Sony FX6 versus a C70 or that kind of thing, then it changes the discussion, so to speak. I caught up to my... Did I miss any? I did not miss any. Wow. I caught up to all the messages? Weird. So I will await your further explanation on that. I mean, Sony and Canon both make really good cameras. They also make some stinkers. So the C300 Mark III versus the FX3 and FX6. I think price wise and unity wise in that area, if I'm considering the FX6 and then the C300 Mark III, I'm probably jumping on the FX6. I like the image out of the C300 Mark III, but the honest truth is you just don't see a lot of them out there. It's not like the original C300. The C300 was the workhorse of everything forever. The C300 Mark II came out and it was like, yeah, okay. And the C300 Mark III came out and it's much better than the two. But I think it kind of lost its way along the way. And I think the new stuff from Canon is going to be rather interesting. It's kind of like the C500 Mark III. It sure looks like a good camera, and it sure looks like it can produce a good image, but no one's shooting with them. And the people that are selling them. And it's a weird one. I get it. What am I, dropping frames again? Like crazy. I can't drop any more bit rate. Man, I'm at 700 kilobits right now. I don't know what else it wants me to do. Come on, Elon. Give me... I'll pay a lot of money now. Give me at least something. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I just... Let's see what NAB has to offer from Canon. My gut tells me don't look at the C300 Mark III. Now, why? That's so weird, Harrison. I'm going to bring this up. That's so weird. What happened to the color? Oops, sorry. Your question came up yellow. I've never seen that. Really, it's a system question top line for both, excluding the Sony Venice. Well, you're going to see a whole new top line from Canon real soon. Not dropping anymore. I think, well, I mean, technically the FX9 is more top line than FX6, but I think the FX6 is, I think it's a better value of a camera. I mean, I think the FX6, I mean, the FX3 and the FX6 are going to pair perfectly, without question. The FX30 will pair beautifully with the FX6. So there's a very affordable ecosystem there. That's the word of the day, ecosystem. Drink for the Sony. Canon, I think, if the rumors are true, come around NAB-ish, we should, maybe Cinegear-ish, we should start seeing some new cinema referenced cameras. That will be interesting, but I don't know how they're going to be priced. NAB Blackmagic prediction. I predict an 8K version of the Potato Cam. I predict an 8K version of the Pocket 8K Pro with limited frame rates. I do not predict a studio camera. But I am about 50-50 in my gut that Blackmagic is going to produce a cube cam. And I can't tell you why. I literally, I can't, not NDAs, because I don't have any NDAs with Blackmagic, but I can't explain its body language is why I think there's going to be a potential for a cube cam. Now, I don't know if it would replace or go alongside the giant potato cam Ursa, or if it would be the new Pocket, which you would need some big pockets. But like these shorts I'm wearing right now, I could put that's a big pocket. I mean, I can put Komodo in there. I probably can't, actually. Not the way it's built. You can, I mean, the pocket camera was already way too big anyway. Your answer was the same as mine. Good, I'm not alone. I mean, my answer is my opinion. And it's my opinion based on the way that I process things in my brain, like for me and the way that I shoot and all of that. And as I always tell everybody, it's perfectly fine to get other people's opinions, but in the end, maybe not so much in your case, but in the end, you have to make the decision yourself. And in this case, you have to make, your boss has to make the decision as well. But it's, I mean, I don't see a lot of negatives for the Sony FX6 line. I honestly would own an FX6 right now. But I think we might get an FX6 Part 2 coming soon. That's my guess. I honestly, I really, really would love for Canon to make a really good R5C or R5 Mark II, something like that, that has better highlights than what they have. And then and has the nice megapixels, which they do, I would then consider dumping the Sony line for it. But I mean the FX the Canon R3, just based on everything everybody tells me about it, is something that I would consider, except the $6,000 price. And if I'm going to do $6,000, then I'm going to look at the other options. Yeah. 8K full frame Pocket 24. I think they're going to abandon the Pocket. I think they love their potato cam or football cam, or I don't even know what you would call it, because it's bigger than a football. But it's a big, odd design. I really don't like the Ursa design that much. The pocket's long in the tooth. It keeps growing. It keeps growing in all dimensions, and all of the problems that they fix on it, which they have fixed a ton with the Pocket 6K Pro Plus G, whatever their latest version is. They keep fixing it. Good for them. They need a new sensor, and they need battery. And maybe that battery is they let you use V-mounts. I mean, with the Core Micro or the Core Nanos and all these other nano batteries, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I also have something very, very cool coming in very soon, and I'll only have it for like a week or two. And it uses, we'll see if anybody can guess what it is. Tim, you don't get to play. It uses the high voltage batteries, but it's not a light. We'll see if anybody can guess it, but it's going to be fun, and I can't wait to do it. Simon, it's going to steal all your money. Did you get your shout out, Simon? Did you hear me shout you out, or did you just now join? I shouted you out from leaving you out last week. Reach, 13 stops. Yes, they need it to be much more than 13. Quite honestly, there are cameras out there for less money with more dynamic range than 13 stops. And although I do see some lovely stuff shot with the Blackmagic cameras, I think they need a new sensor, not keep building on their own. Cube or cute cam? A cube cam. QTB. There we go. A QTB cam. I think, what would they call it? Let's see, what kind of a name? If they came up with a cube cam, what do you think they would call it? They have Ursa. Then they abandoned the whole Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. What would they call it? What would they call it? I think they would try to give it some cool name, like Lightning or something like that. That's my guess. What do you think they would call it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Simon says, you likely will see an FX6 Mark II before an FX9 Mark II, especially when the FX6 is still hard to get a hold of. It's not anymore, though. The FX6 is in stock everywhere. I don't think I've seen a place now that didn't have it in stock. But let me see if I'm about to eat my words. Like I've seen people go, we have it in stock, we have it in stock. It's not in stock. Well, that was in stock. You can get it with the lens in stock. Like Film Tools had it, B&H has had it for a long time. Let's see if Film Tools has it. Yes, they have it in stock. Film Tools has it in stock. So I don't think that's so much the issue. I do agree that we will get an FX9 Mark II. I think if I were in marketing, I would go for like an FX8 and an FX10. instead of a Mark II's. And I would say that because I think where they would want to go next is to incorporate as much of the Venice they can into it without affecting the Venice. So all of the design and usability functions, I think would be important there. Yeah, the price point is the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger on the R3. Would replace my Nikon D850 for photos and have decent enough video for what I need for CCam. Yep. That's I mean the R3 is a pro line camera for sure, as is the D850-ish technically. Sorry, I'm just Nikon and me, I go back and forth with them. Ooh, look at all that. Kevin says red camera. Oh, are you asking for Harrison if he's considering that, or are you asking if there'll be a new red camera? I don't expect a new red camera from NAB, but I also don't know. As friendly as I am, they ain't telling me. Honestly, they could trust me without question. I think it's more along the lines of they don't tell anybody hardly, because they like to have that surprise. B&H only has the kit with the lens. Yes, correct. Hot Rod has two FX6 in stock also. Hot Rod's good. Oh, hey, Jared. There's already an FX10. Oh, okay, fair enough. How are you today, Jared? The Ursa Ultra the Ursa Ultra Studio DaVinci Ultimate Stream 8K Pro, now with 2 separate DaVinci Resolve licenses. That's a good name. I like that. I think they should just call it the potato. The potato would be good. That D850. Which one is the 850 that's their top one right now? If so, that's the one. The 850, is that the one my friend has? No, it is not. Okay. What is the what is that top one that they photography, digital cameras, mirrorless? Someone's going to say it long before I get to it. Nikon, sort by price. You got to go high. Z9. Okay, yeah, the Z9. My buddy Bill, not the Bill who wrote the music, but Bill Howard, who's killing it out there in making features, by the way, all by himself. He's got the Z9, and it, as controversial as that camera is to many, it does produce some nice images. Some of it I didn't like, but yeah, it's cool. Let's see here, clear, and then scroll up, scroll. Yeah. Oh, I see. Sorry, Kevin. No, you said you were going to be getting something to test. No, it is not. It's not a red camera to test with the high voltage battery. It is something to do with cameras. Smash that like button, says Camille. Thank you. Love you, man. Very excited about the salt and pepper. We've burned through all that first batch already. Yeah, this one, this batch, I put a little extra smoke in it. So we smoked it for quite a while. And it tastes very good. I like it. I will be interested though, if you think it's too smoky. And if it is, then I'll like a drug dealer, I'll cut it with some less smoky salt in the future. But I kind of dig how this came out, and I'm going to do the same with the pepper. I think you're going to like it a lot. The Forte, meaning mighty in Italian. Wouldn't it need to be an Australian name, though? It would be the Forte. The Blackmagic Forte. I mean, it's a cool name, but doesn't Kia make a Forte and it's not a good car? The D850 is their prosumer. Yeah. Top is the D6? Okay. It's the high-end small body. Copy that. Yeah, I haven't been a Nikon guy. My last Nikon was the D200, which I liked, but I told that story when they came out with the D300 and it was still APS-C, and Canon was like, hey, we got the 5D Mark III. I'm like, I'm doing that. The D6 is the big boy from Nikon. I thought it was the Z9. What is Oh, come on, B&H. Stop doing kits. Jared, since you're in the chat, someone was asking about the R3 and if you believe, and I told him that you were fond of it very much, but if you believe it was a viable choice to make today. If it's good, let's see. Z9, Z7, Mark II, Z6 Mark II, Z5, gotcha. Okay. Kessler CineViewer 8D. I think that name's taken. They can't name it that. Plus, the name Power Block is already taken from Kessler. I love setting that thing down. Let's see here. You got to sell that stuff, man. The brand says buy some very expensive fancy pants salts, and you're. Oh wow, that is very cool. I'm working on it. You know me. I'm chicken shit anyway. But I gotta know, like no that it's worth it, and that people will think it. I do appreciate all the positive people I've sent it to who've enjoyed it. It means more than you can imagine. I don't know how to do it, how to up the quantity while keeping the quality. And then at a reasonable price. Jared says, Forte was on our list at one point for something, and then Kia unfortunately quickly removed it. Yeah, you don't want to be associated with that. Oh, DSLR. Okay, that makes more sense. DSLR flagship. That makes a lot more sense because, yeah, they was mirrorless. Now I'm starting to remember the D. Yeah, DSLR D. Yes, and then the Z. D6 is the mirror boy. Yeah. Hey, Patrick. Jared says, I'd still buy the R3 again, hand down. It's proper. Love that camera. And Jared, as I mentioned earlier, he has red cameras. And he thinks it's a very good image coming out of there. Scotland barbecue. Hello, Frank. Hello, Frank. How are you, Frank? You got your cool catfish photo out there. Scotland barbecue. Ha. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because that's what my grandmother called me, Scotland. And she calls me that because my middle name is actually Lane. Which, growing up, I always disliked my middle name. I never because it wasn't cool. No one had the middle name Lane. And on top of that, in all of my searching across all of the U.S., I have never found a Scott Lane on a road sign. Because that would be like the one to acquire if you were going to acquire one. I've never seen one. There's Scott Road, Scott Street, Scott Court. No Scott Lane. Tyler says, double thumbs up there. Harrison, does anyone know of a Nikon lens smart adapter for? So I don't think you can adapt because they're so close. I don't think you can get to E. Let's see, E. No, you. Oh, you can. You can adapt. That's the one you can. It's super thin, but I think because it's so thin, I don't think they can pass through the stuff. Yeah. Just need the iris control. Yeah, I don't know of one. I mean, you're dealing with something paper thin, a wafer thin mint. Let's see here. Scotland barbecue. Question, random question for the food channel, the raw cuts. Do you think it would be beneficial for me to make videos on, like, do two versions of a video? So for instance, like right now I'm making Mongolian beef, and it's pretty good. That's my latest iteration of it. And it's pretty good. I like it. And I think it is good enough that I think a lot of people would make it and like it and want to enjoy it. And then, like, I'm going to be going way deep into this Asian flair cooking, much deeper, and I want to perfect it. Do you think it'd be cool to do like a, here's what I think is good now, and then later, as I really perfect it, make a second video? Here's the ultimate. I don't know if people would be like, wait, why would you do that? I don't know. That's what I thought. Elysium says, I like beef. I like beef. You said beef twice. I like beef. Is it noom or numb? That's supposed to be numb. Num, 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 num. Okay. Patrick says, some like me don't even have a middle name per se, as French Canadian and born Catholic. Really? I mean, I guess other cultures and societies and countries and such don't do that. But I thought most had it. But that's interesting. But you say I don't have a middle name per se. So when you say that, it sounds like you kind of have a middle name. Do you have a middle name, or is it an assumed middle name, like you take like your mother's and your father's name or some kind of thing, and it creates a middle name? I don't know. I love learning that kind of stuff because it's so wild, just looking at the world through like USA blinders, so to speak. The thing with the Nikon F mount, they have a physical aperture lever on the back of the lens. That's right. I think third party or newer lenses don't have it anymore. That was the DSLR, right? The little pin, wasn't it? Or the Nikons had the Nikons always had the aperture that you could do. But then again, Nikon does the focus backwards. So why do we care what Nikon thinks? They don't even know how to rotate their focus wheel. You know what's funny? When I switched from Nikon to the Canon, I never clicked in my brain that it was backwards. I was just using it, and I kept pulling focus the wrong way. And I thought, God, I got dumb. When I got Canon. I can't even remember how to pull focus. I didn't realize they switched it. That's how clueless God is at times. Ollie says, and we're back. All right. Good to see you there, buddy. Let's see here. Ollie says, I use a combo stand today. Oh, I used a combo stand. Forgot. I know. They are so rugged, which is why you're supposed to use them. Especially with a heavy, heavy light. Which there's a bunch of cool lights in the world. Bunch of cool light. Boy, yeah, okay. Man, I have had, I think I can make this statement. I think I can make this statement because I'm making a general statement about nothing. But I have signed more NDAs in the last 60 days than I probably have in my entire IT career. And I've signed some NDAs. That was kind of interesting. Speaking of backwards, the Sigma 1835 still gets me. What do you mean backwards? What's backwards about the 1835? You mean the 24 to 70, where they put the focus ring on the inside and the zoom on the outside? Can't say that. The zoom is, oh, wait. Oh. Wait, is it? See, now I'm questioning my entire life. I literally have a muscle memory for the Sigmas when I'm shooting with them, especially like Komodo, which is, and Dragon, my two favorite cameras to put those on. I literally, like the 50 to 100 is so good outdoors. And I'm so good at using my fingers on the zoom to kind of counteract the wonderful zoom focus that it has, the exceptional breathing that it has on there. But I use it in conjunction, and I don't even think about which direction to zoom. I always just pull. I don't know. Now you're having me question my life. For example, I have Tamron lenses that are F-mount and use them on my Komodo with an adapter, but it's stuck wide open, so you need NDs. Interesting. I remember being angry when I was buying. I started buying the Sony Milvus lenses, and I liked them, but I wanted the Nikons because, and I could adapt them. I could adapt them to. I could adapt the Nikons to EF easily, but it was the backwards focus that always messed me up on the Milvus. But the reason I wanted the Nikon Milvus is because on the Nikons you always get the aperture ring. Why can't they just make a model with an aperture ring? I don't know. They're called Cine lenses. Then add bags. Oh yeah, not just a bag. You got to add a couple of shot bags on that Elysium. You're right on that. I always crack myself up around here when I'm using the bigger lights. I put them on the proper stand combos. My super combos right there with giant 600 and the 5-foot aperture on there. And then I go and I grab the thing and I'm like, oh, I'll just move this. And it's got like 3 shot bags on it. You're like, oh, my back. Oh, there goes. What? Dude, Scott Lane is the street Steve Jobs Elementary School is on in Palo Alto. You're kidding. Really? Well, I'm old enough now where I'm not going to take a street sign. I literally back in 2000, I literally jerked my back there. I bought vinyl cutter, and I was working in the pseudo sign industry and T-shirt industry as one of my little fun little need to learn how to do a new project kind of thing, and all I wanted to do was make a Scott Lane street sign. I never did it. I still have all reflective vinyl in there to do it too. Questioning your life is good from time to time. It is, but for someone with massive ADD and OCD, when you inject a question that questions everything, you'll spend days digging into that and trying to, the meaning of life is the zoom is backwards. Canon glass zooms left to right, 18 to 35 zoom right to left. You've blown my mind, Ollie. You've blown. Oh, here's a perfect example. My Purdy Komodo. And there's my 50 to 100 on it. And I mean, I'm just wrong side. I mean, I'm pulling focus and zooming just like this. And I always rest my fingers there, and I could do it with either hand. Just doing I mean, blown my mind, Ollie. Yep, I know what I'm doing tonight. It's time to take inventory on all my lenses. It'll be pretty bad. I'm like, Scott's having a fire sale. His lenses are backwards, and they can't handle it now. Even though technically I've handled it. Patrick says, makes me think, is there an affordable continuous aperture lens for non-cinema cameras? Is it the ones that, hold on, let me pull this up. These ones, it always makes me laugh. Let's see. What's the brand? It is the. Come on, where's the name? Is it Viltrox? Maybe it is Viltrox. Viltrox, let's see if that's the lens. Yeah, the Viltrox mirrorless lenses were kind of shocking. Now, it's not affordable continuous aperture lens. When you say continuous aperture, are you meaning that it's not altering the aperture as you go through this? Oh, you're looking for zoom? Would have to be a zoom, wouldn't it? So the Viltrox are definitely primes. I don't know. I was kind of shocked at the Viltrox, but they're primes. The guy Bill that I talked about earlier with his Z9, he has the Viltrox lenses, and he took all the portraits, all the the ones that everybody makes fun of, that I don't seem to have flagged in here. Oh wait, headshots. Nope. Okay, I don't have them. I'm not on there. But he did a little photo session, and it was quite impressive what they did. Where are those? I thought I had those. Oh, I have them as raw. That's why. Yeah, they're all. Yeah, he gave me the raw, so they're not on the machine because they can't open it. Go figure. Let's see here. L Media Studios. Hello, L Media Studios. I enjoy your Fridays filmmaking shop talk. Keep this going. Power Block has got me thinking. I own 2 Cine shooters. Wow, that's kind of cool. Hold on. This one is basically burnt to a crisp. Boop, boop, boop. Power Block. Yes. Thank you for the kudos on the Go in 60 seconds. I really did have a blast doing that. I was just talking to Simon about that I had so much fun making that, and I kind of wish I could find inside me the push to do things like that without someone saying, "What if you did this?" And I don't know why. I could take one sentence, and I always describe this to people. I'll sit here, and I have a million ways I could shoot something, but I don't have what I want to shoot. And then I could sit and talk to somebody and say, "Hey, what can I do like this?" And somebody will say, "Milk carton." And then I come up with this amazing milk carton thing, and I'm like, okay. I don't know why I kind of cut myself off with that, but yeah. But Power Block is cool, dude. It's heavy. Keep that in mind. But it's the same price, which is really cool. And there's a lot of things you can do with it. A lot of things. Do keep in mind, though, if you are going to motorize the jib like I did, don't get it in the fast motor. Get it in the high torque motor, because you are literally moving this thing 90-ish degrees is all you're moving to swing a, trying to find count up, 25, 30, 40, 50, probably 60 or 70 pounds of inertia. It's not the weight, it's the inertia. So you're swinging an arm, you need it to stop. Now, and keep in mind, on that one, which I'm going to do a much deeper dive into the Frankenrig now that I've got the BTS out of the way. I have to use curves. You can't just say point here and then point here and you go and stop. It's not going to work because when you get here and you stop, it's going to go whoop. So you have to use a curve and you decelerate it starting about a quarter of the way towards the end, depending on how fast you're moving. But you decelerate and control that, and it'll stop on a dime, and it's great. People don't think about the curves. And that BTS thing, I wanted to make sure that I covered it accurately, so that people understood that. I thought I had the picture there. You need to use curves to your advantage. That's where chaos really comes in. And yeah, the app has some curvability and you have some lighter curvability in the head, but being able to draw the perfect curve. By the way, hold on, let me I'll give you an example. Let me find this, because this was actually, it was super cool for me. Everybody else would be like, you overthought it, dude. But I didn't overthink it. I wanted to, okay, I'm gonna, what is this? Is that it? That's not it. Nagummit, where is it? Oh man, do I not have it on here? I took the video. Where is it? I spent a lot of time learning. Man, I really just wanted to show it. No, I can't show it. Hold on. Let me just pause my live stream here while I, okay, it was very recent. Not there. Right. There it is. Okay. Boom. Let me take this, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to airdrop this. We have the technology. Okay. And I don't know. I'm blown away with this, and maybe you will be. Maybe you'll be like. So this is the exact curve required to pour out 5 ounces of liquid out of a jar, or out of a drink canister. Let me make sure that video is safe for. It is. Okay. So, boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I was just recording the screen there, but you have to pull back at the exact moment to, oh wow. Was the audio on there? I didn't say anything wild, did I? I did not think about the audio on that. There could be some wild, I could have been saying stuff in there. Hopefully I didn't. But yeah, that kind of stuff, it gets me excited. Jared says, Canon makes a more affordable line of lenses below the L series f4. That is true. Elysium says, speaking through Scott to Jared, I've had a deposit with Breakthrough for drop-in filters. You mentioned red developing drop-ins for Komodo. Anytime for, so the drop-in is going to be the electronic ND, is what Red is making, and I'm only saying what he said on one of the live streams. Sigma's 18 to 50 zooms are f2.8 constant. Yeah. If you are Super 35, the 18 to 55 2.8 is good from Canon. Patrick says, thank you. Have you spoken on the DP review situation? And I have not, but it is interesting. I mean, it kind of goes, it's sad, but it also goes with, that's what happens. And I don't fault. It is weird that they're choosing to literally shut it down instead of let it stay or sell it or anything. I don't know what it is, unless they bought it for an extraordinary price and they don't think that anybody will buy it back for an extraordinary price. I don't know. It is a weird thing that they did that. Yeah, thanks, Amazon. Yeah, I've got a lot of thanks, Amazon, for sure. Coming. Speaking of backwards, did you know the Paraprobe lens image is reversed? I didn't until you said that. But the Paraprobe, so that's, yeah. Well, because it has a mirror on the bottom. That makes perfect sense. That would be one of those that I would catch myself like I'm shooting it going, why does it look backwards? And then learn that it was. Oh, Harrison says, you're good. I didn't hear any audio. I swear, maybe I didn't, maybe I cut it off before I said something, but I was sending that to somebody. Sorry with the slurping. But I found that super interesting. I played with that curve for quite a while to get it to where when you're pouring liquid, there's a point where the liquid wants to come out and it has an escape velocity. And then you need to let it go. But then there's a point when that escape velocity or the amount of pressure behind it decreases and you have to tilt it more. But then you need to pull back right at the last minute to get it to drip. And I know it's really not earth-shattering anymore because they literally have KUKA robots serving drinks now in mini bars. So I did it with the $480 power block, which is going to enable all kinds of cool, fun things that you'll be seeing soon. Yep, cool. There we go. Clear. And let's see, search. There we go. Where can one get the Pizza Hut red cups? You can. So you can buy them from, let me get the name correctly. It's called webstaurantstore.com. You can mail order them there. I bought these from A-Smart, which is a restaurant supply here in Austin. But Webstaurant Store has some really good stuff. I'm going to go there and look at my cart because my cart literally has them in there. Doesn't it? Come on, load. Am I dropping frames? Nope. There it goes. Yeah, you can see what's in my cart there. You can see I've got I went with the non-Coca-Cola ones this time. But they sell the exact same ones in Coca-Cola. And then there's my walk range down there at the bottom that I'll be obtaining here not soon, probably in the next month and a half or so. Thanks, Eric, for getting me on the walk the walk binge. Eric bought that, and I mean, every time he cooks on it, he sends me videos of him doing it, and I gotta tell you, man, there's no replacement for the heat output of those. It is quite impressive. There we go. Thank you, sir. You are most welcome, or whoever you were welcoming to Jared. Okay. Yep. That. Okay. Anthony. Hello, Anthony. Are you talking about the Canon 17-55 IS f2.8? It is great, but it struggles to cover Komodo. It hard vignettes at 17.9 6K. I can see that. How does it do at 16.9 and 6K? 17:9 is always a nice little push to get that nice cinema format look. There we go. Caught up to all my messages, and I can stream for as long as I want because the wife ran to the store, and we didn't make pizza dough. The brown tumblers aren't very appetizing. Red, blue, or clear for the win. So we have clear and we have red. The clear ones are for my wife and the red ones are for me. And I like the 24 ounce. And there's two different brands there. There's one, if you read the reviews, there's one brand that is cheaper, and they break, apparently. Now, if you don't drop them, it's not that big of a deal. I've never broken these. These are definitely those thick ones that you get at like Pizza and every other restaurant that buys from webstaurantstore.com. Yeah, the blue ones would be good. The clear ones, I don't know. The clear ones I bought originally, and then when I found the red ones, I was like, oh, you get the clear ones, I get the red ones. And it's got to be 24 ounce because that way you can pack full with ice and then pour in a really nice, 12 ounces of beverage in there. But now that I have the Soda Stream with my 5-pound CO2 tank next to it, which I'm going to upgrade to a 10-pound now, and then I buy the bag in the box, I'm good. Yes, 1755, sorry, good to know. That's interesting. Yep, very good. Yep, Komodo's sensor is on the larger side of, yeah, it is definitely larger than Super 35 by a lot, actually. It's like 0.86% the size of full frame, whereas Super 35 is 0.68 or something percent of full frame. It's bigger, but this Komodo sensor is 1% smaller than Dragon, if I remember correctly. That size. So it's definitely you gain quite a bit on the 6K, but 5K on Komodo is Super 35 and APS-C-ish if you are going there. So that's something to keep in mind. But why shoot 5K when you can shoot 6? I've always argued that it's like more to love. What's all right? Who's got questions? Yeah, this new pop out studio thing from YouTube sucks. It's like way behind, like really far behind, and I don't understand. Literally on the same page on the YouTube studio, it has concurrent viewers in 2 sections, literally on the same page, and they're 2 different answers. You would think you would know that. We can talk about the Linus stuff too. I was very glad that they got it back, and they got it back through the. I am assuming through the replication of servers, and that they were able to stop it before it replicated to another server, and then they pulled that one and made it the master and got it all back. But I never dug into these takeovers and how they were doing it, and I didn't realize it was the session cookie that they were using, which is, Linus did a very good video on it today. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. And that is, for sure, something everyone should keep an eye out for. You're not necessarily targeted because they don't really want your, I mean, if you don't have a YouTube channel, they don't have a market to throw their scam, crypto scamming on. But yeah, they clone your session ID, your session cookies, and copy it to themselves so that they can literally act as you. Pretty wild. Ollie says, love the Dragon sensor size. Can't tell you how many times the larger size has come in handy. I completely agree with that. And I can't tell you what a delight and smile it was when Jared had posted, I think he posted it on Red User, and he said, would people be interested in if we just like made the 5K Dragon X 6K? I mean, just wondering. The smile on my face. The smile on my face. I remember when Jared was doing the Dragon X and he was putting it together, and he said it'd be 5K. And I said, well, can't we have 6K? And he's like, sorry, not in the cards. And then we got it. Yay. Gotta love it. More is always better. Well, most of the time. I would say more Mongolian beef is better than not. More tax burden, not better. Yep. 5K, 6K, and 8K are the 3 levels of fix-it and post producer. I mean, I like shooting with more resolution because in post you can have that flexibility, but I think it just makes a prettier image when you downgrade, when you down res, not downgrade. Technically, you are downgrading. I like it. I like it. Let's see here. L Media Studio says, I have 3 Komodos. Man, you are cruising, dude. 2 city shooters, 3 Komodos with Metabone Speed Booster. Amazing combination. I prefer full frame for most shots. I don't have any speed boosters. I originally had the speed boosters for the Micro Four Thirds back in the day. And I didn't buy any speed boosters from then on. And then I think it was Mike was doing speed boosters, and RHINO had done a review on it, and it was good, but not great. And I don't want good, but not great, because I think it would be a lot of fun to shoot with a speed booster on Komodo. I could definitely see that. And I like Metabones. I think Metabones does a really good job, with the exception of, I think there's Sony Metabones to E-mount. So their E-mount to EF adapters are not quite good. And maybe I just have old ones. But yeah, it's a thing. Let's see, what else is there that is happening in the so we talked about LTT. Oh, good, I'm live on YouTube. I did not know that. Wow, what a deal. Thank you, YouTube, for letting me know. Which is funny, it lets me know the guy who clicked the button. It lets me know that I'm live, but I get so many messages from people saying, I didn't get the notification that you were live, even though they have all notifications checked. There it is again. Harrison, you're yellow. It pops up with a yellow thing. Oh, I know why. You put the word question in there. Oh, so it actually, there's a flag in that thing that says, if you have question. Philosophical question. How much resolution do we need, excluding crop it and post? 16K. Probably. I mean, I think our eyes are 14 to 16K ultimately. So, I mean, it's not going to stop anybody from making anything bigger because of that fix it and post. And I don't know. Do we get to the point? Do we get to the point where resolution on the sensor is less important than AI using the sensor? Are we at a point where you don't need a 16K sensor? Well, we're not there yet, but I mean, are we going to get to the point when 16K sensors come out that AI can take an 8K sensor, play with it, and produce a perfect version of it at 16K. I honestly believe the flip side of AI. We could talk AI for days because I have tons of opinions on it. But I have a feeling we're going to reach a point here very soon where no photo or video evidence will ever be allowed in a court of law because you won't be able to prove that AI didn't generate it or affect it or change it or something. I mean, look at the Mid-Journey and the new versions of the AI and the photorealistic stuff that it is generating is phenomenal in quality. And aside from the 6 fingers, it's really hard to figure it out. Who knows? Maybe every photograph you'll peel back the ear and you'll see the little model number on there. Reach says, I agree about the metabones for Sony, Scott. They seem lacking. Did a video on the latest one with the FX30, and it just wasn't worth my time to use going forward. Maybe I need to shoot in 4K 120. Or maybe if I need to shoot 4K 120. Yeah, I read something that it's the conversion of phase detect to contrast is where Metabones is failing, and I guess so many of the others are as well. And that there's apparently somebody who's able to do it where it's not that it's working well. And I think I don't know what example was it. I guess it was Sigma lenses on E-mount where they were able to get the really fast focus as good as Sony. I don't know what it was. I don't recall. The Jeff Adams. So hello, Jeff Adams. Yo, how you doing down there in Florida? The Vespid's Cata Ace PL length just fits with the Metabones PL speed booster with Komodo. Now that would be a cool combination because the Cata Ace is a really cool lens. I've talked about that several times. That is a really good budget lens. Very impressed with that lens. Putting it on a speed booster to get the full frame out of it, that's got to be cool. That's got to be cool. Reach says, yeah, I haven't touched the Make A VND adapter either for Sony since I got it. Yeah, you're really, really good at getting stuff out, Reach, when you get something. I get it, and I try to run it through its paces, and then I immediately like squirrel, and it takes me a while to get back around to reviews. Just like my FX30 review is coming out next week. Literally, 6 months after yours? But I explain why in my video. Reviewed it. Autofocus stinks. I got you there for sure. What else was there? I noticed none of y'all answered my question on the raw cuts, which is fair. It's the filmmaking channel, even though it's my channel. What was I going? Okay. Patrick says, we're already at the point where we shoot 360 degrees at 4K and animate the cam in post. Quality needs, the quality needs to get way better. But even the current generation of 360 cameras is, it's at least double the quality of the previous generation. I mean, we're getting very good. Sorry. I had a late night last night. Stayed up till 3:30 in the morning, which is not my normal thing. But I was sitting there at the music keyboard, and music was flowing. And I really am disappointed that Rex left. Have I used the Zeiss CP3s with my Komodo? No, not with my Komodo. No, I have not. But I would imagine they're not too shabby. Not too shabby, which Phil said, which explains why I liked the CP3s way more than I like the CP2s. But he said the CP3s were basically the Milvis glass, which, like I said earlier, was why I was acquiring all those Milvis lenses and then ultimately sold them all because I couldn't cope. Couldn't cope with the lack of decision there. Lenny here. Hello, Lenny. Scott, if you're ever in Miami, Florida, give me a call. Well, I will do that, Lenny. I will do that. I have, I've never actually been to Miami. It's definitely a place I want to visit, but I don't know for how long. It's very expensive there. And I would have to go in the wintertime, because if I'm going to go in the van, and I'm gonna road trip that. And my next road trip is, my next road trip will probably be here in a month or so, where I'm going to go up. I'm going to try to go through Kentucky, but head up to Indiana and say hello to my good friend, Mr. Kessler. Probably go say hi to a couple of friends in Chicago. And then from there, I might come back down through Colorado. And then I am planning a fall trip, if there aren't any forest fires, which there will be. And I want to go up, and we'll see if I can take the wife this time, up to the Northern California, the Redwoods National Park up there. Because I'm all hooked on the Redwoods, and I have not been in a while. Simon says, that's a lie. You're a mega night owl. Not anymore. Not anymore. I am a go to bed by 1 o'clock, up at 7, except today, where I stayed up till 3:30 and then literally got up at 10 this morning. It was pretty bad. Rex is coming here. What's up, dude? What are you doing? You come back over here? I know it's time, but it's not time. You gotta come over here and lay down. He's like, no. Use the complete set of Sure Venus 1.6 squeeze on a fashion shoot. Beyond impressed with my purchase. Interesting. Because I've heard a lot of back and forth on those. Interesting. I would like to see the full set examples from that, because yeah. And Lenny says, yes, very expensive, just like New York City. Yes, New York City is one of those I want to go visit, but it's not van. It's not, you don't want to go in a van. Last time I was in New York, 2007. Yeah, I miss it. Cool place. Need to go back. Simon says, and by Colorado, you mean Salt Lake City? Probably not. But by Redwoods National Forest, I mean through Salt Lake. Because by then, the lake bed will be dry, and I'll get to go out there, and then I'll come and see Simon. One of the few people who are taller than me. It's like that Jared guy. I don't know why. He's only like 2 inches taller than me, but he seems like he's 12 feet taller. What are you most excited to buy from NAB? I can't say until after NAB. That's all I've got to say about that. Yeah, there's going to be some. It's not going to be earth shattering, NAB, but there's going to be a few cool things that show up. I think we're going to see a ton of volume stuff, but what I think is we're not going to see anything vastly different than what we're already seeing, because there's literally, I think, like 3 manufacturers of LED panels out there for the LED walls. And that's it. Nothing as far as I know, as far as I've been told. Reach says, we brought out a huge Sprinter to New York City and back in January. It was over $250 a day to park it in the city. Won't do that again. Wow. That's kind of one of those that I can imagine. It's kind of like me going to LA. I would love to go to LA and hang out with a bunch of friends, and I would totally make an LA trip, but it's where to park the van. I've had several offers from like some small like studios that have like fenced in backlots or whatever, that they say, yeah, you can come park here, you can park here. And the last time I brought the van through there, one of my friends let me park it in his driveway in Burbank, which was fun. But that's a tough one. I mean, LA is so hard, and like everybody now has a van. And LA is like, we're done with that. No vans. We don't want vans. I don't fit in any, like all the parking says your vehicle can't be taller than 7 feet, can't be longer than this, can't fit here, can't fit all of that. That's, yeah, debatable with the amount of snow we're still getting. I know, it's wild, isn't it? Y'all just keep getting dumped on. And then isn't California it's not the Sierras, is it? Is it? I guess it is the Sierras. But I mean, they are getting dumped on. I don't know how many feet they're up to now. I think they've exceeded every record on the books for snowfall. I think it sucks for the people that live there, but I think it is cool as hell. When I see all these videos, I mean, if you want to have fun, just do snow removal in California or snow removal in all these places, and just to see the amount of snow that's up there, it's mind-boggling. And you just, unless you live in a place like that, you just don't think about, and Reach and Lenny, y'all definitely never think about snow, but you never think about, the snow doesn't melt until summer-ish, and it keeps snowing, and you can't get rid of it. So you pile it up. And so they literally put places to put the snow. At the end of every road, there's like piles of it, and they're running out of that. And I see houses where there's like 12-foot cuts through. And I think it would be awesome to live in a snowy place like that. But if you weren't retired, it would be very hard to do that, because you would literally need to be keeping up with the snow removal every day. Because once you don't, if it melts to ice, you're done. You can't, yeah, it's wild. Rich says, at least in LA, I know people with driveways. Yes, you have to be very cautious about which driveways. It has to be good parts of town. You don't want to end up in the wrong place. Keith, for coming to LA, you don't need a van. Just bring a tent, and you can park anywhere. The thing is, King, if I'm going on a road trip, I'm taking the van because I'm going to wildlife along the way, which is the whole point in the van. I love my van for that. Simon says, 2 foot so far at the resorts. Today? Wow. We've had 750 inches of snowfall at the main resort. Yeah, those are the pictures. Oh, by the way, if y'all haven't seen, Simon, you won't be able to drop a link, but what's the name of the story of land or time? Simon's been working as a DP for ski resort, but smaller ski resorts. But I mean, he's getting some really good shots. What are you holding, FX6? I'm guessing you're using coming down the slopes, and he's he's videoing all these guys coming down the slopes, getting amazing shots. Really cool. Really cool stuff from Simon. If you want to drop can't drop a link, but drop the name to the YouTube channel down there, because I think everybody should take a look at it. And Simon is, I believe, I have not found any record to refute this, but Simon, I believe, is the first human to snow ski here where I live. When he was over here building out his van, we had that huge winter storm. There was a tornado in LA a few days ago. I don't think I've been to LA many times. I've been to LA 20 plus times. I love LA. I love LA of classic. Not so much currently LA. I love the vibe of LA, but right now I don't love LA. Yeah. Patrick says, I know snow. California gets movie snow. That's easy. Well, Patrick, you're up there in the northern areas of snow. No tornado warning either, because their equipment is up in the mountains and can't read the weather over flat ground. That's true. It can only read like horizontal and up. It can't read down below. That was wild. Did it? I remember seeing all the posts about it, but did it do much damage? I didn't get to dig into it too terribly much. Higher Ground is what it's called. Higher Ground is the series name on the channel, The Journal of Lost Time. Cool. It's a cool series. I really enjoyed. I know from my limited experience skiing how much of a challenge that must be. Simon says, we're using two FX6s with 24 to 105s or 100 to 400 shoulder mounted, or a tripod with an A7S III with 1635 on a Ronin S2. Very, very cool. LA hello, Phil, is damp right now. The snow up on the slopes was the thickest it's been in a few decades. Yeah, I saw that most of the reservoirs were full, which is good. I hope California does the right thing, and they don't say free use of water, but they don't have heavy restrictions. They let you use some water, but they don't do anything like, oh, we need to release all the water from the dams or something like that. Because after a record snowfall and a record water, next year you're going to be dry. You know it. That's called the cycles of weather. New records here and there too. Tyler says, at least it's sunny today, just windy. Yeah, we have a lot of wind today, but we did get lots of sun today. My solar is back fully charged. I kind of depleted it last night. Kind of fun. Anything you're excited or hope to see at NAB? I'm honestly excited and hope to see every human at NAB. I love the human connection. I love the networking. That's more than any. I mean, there's a lot of cool booths and some new tech. That's not a whole lot of new tech, but some new tech that's going to be shown. But I want to see the peoples. Phil says, oh, don't worry. It's going to be a drought this summer. Yeah, you can't have a record one way without a record the other way immediately afterwards. That's life. What I hope for, Phil, I hope it's a first, and maybe a first of a long. I hope there's no forest fires this year. I hope people finally realize maybe you shouldn't have that cool campfire when it's windy in the mountains, or maybe you shouldn't have that cool campfire when you're not allowed to have a fire, or maybe you shouldn't light that match. People, I'm extremely cautious of fire because I know forests take forever to build, and we got to keep those. Will be hot as ever. Yes, for sure. Simon says, we did try the Ronin 4D, but it was too much of a pain to get the settings we wanted. Amazing tech,
but the first iteration is flawed in major ways. I did make that statement originally that the 4D would be a better version 2 when it comes out, because they'll have fixed all these little things. King says, whoa, I wasn't aware the FX3 and FX3 were being used for actual work. Oh, of course. Yeah, they're being used for actual work all day long. Maybe you should have explosives for gender. I think you mean maybe you shouldn't have explosives for the gender reveal part. I think is what you're saying. Yeah, maybe if you live in, I don't know, a dry area. There you go. There's your shouldn't. If you live in a dry area, or say, I don't know, call me crazy. If you live in an area that's had forest fires, maybe that's the time you exercise a little thing we big boys like to call caution. And don't throw caution to the wind when it comes to fire and wind. But yeah. Let's hope. Man, I love traveling in the fall for nature, because all the baby animals are growing up and being cool and fun. But sadly, there's so many fires, and I just hate the smoke. Not that it doesn't bother me breathing it. I growed up sucking down a lot of smoke in the car with the windows up. That's the way it was. But yeah, it's just the haze. That kind of haze outside is not the haze I'm looking for when I'm shooting nature. Dropping frames should be back now. Oh, it must have disconnected. It should. Is it? It says I'm back. Okay, I'm back. There we go. It takes a while for the thing to catch up. It must have reconnected at one point. Hey, says Dave. Hello, Dave. Yep, dropping frame. Scott is getting more frozen than the Sierras. Good one. 2 points for that shot. It's not a 3-point shot. You could have built up to that one. So, are you going to tell us what you're testing for a couple of weeks, or is it top secret? Oh, I forgot when no one guessed too much. No, I will be testing the, God, it literally just escaped me. Hold on. I want to get the name right because it's incredibly cool. Ah, yes, there it is. I should have thought music. The Bright Tangerine Prodigy, the rain deflector. It is slick. And yeah, I'm going to get to be testing that out. They sold out of those things. It is wild. You're back. Nice joke, Dave. Stand by my hot take from the camera and flask. The 4D system will disappear. Scott, I know you disagree. I don't know. I think it will run its course. But I think when the Inspire 3 comes and it all, I think it's going to be a much better thing. Sorry. Jay says, I am also pricing up a Komodo rig with so many battery plates to choose from, and I'm torn between the Mutiny IO battery plate and the Tilta Advanced Power Module. Any advice there? All right. Jared, you can just put your earmuffs on for a moment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the Mutiny. The Mutiny IO plate does everything you need it to do. It works. It's reasonably priced. It does it all. The Mutiny guys are great. We've had them on the live stream. Good people, good design. It's a good thing. I don't have a problem with the Tilta Advanced Power Module. It is not supported by Red anymore. So my advice, if you want to be supported by Red,
you got to go with the core, which does not have any advanced breakouts, or you have to go with the mutiny. I don't know. One day, probably when I see Jared next, he'll slap me upside the head and tell me why. But I don't know why. The Tilta is on my Komodo, and I use it an awful lot. An awful lot. Yeah, I'm trying to be fair and honest and everything that I say, and I'm trying to cover all sides so that everyone understands everything. That's my opinion. You're not going to go wrong with a mutiny at all. The Prodigy concept is so cool. It is so cool, and I mean, I've seen the iterations over the years. It's been going on for a long time. It has always been cool. It works. It works really, really well, and I can't wait to actually do it. I really want waterfall season, but I'm gonna go out into the little thing called rainy season and have some fun with it. I think it's too soon to tell about the 4D. They're going to give it a few more takes before they take it to the graveyard. I think they will come up with a version 2. I really do. Sorry, hold on one second. Yeah, I think they're going to be a version 2. I think the version 2 will fix a whole bunch of things, and I think the 8K sensor, if it does what I'm told it does, then I think it's going to breathe a little life into it. Wanted to get one just to place my Komodo inside a CNC, and they're gone. Core V-mount works like a dream. Core V-mount does work like a dream. It does not have the advanced features. So there's that. Let's see. Jay says, appreciate the answer. I mean, I'm me. I'm always going to be me, and you know, I gotta say everything the correct way while being me, and you know, all the good stuff. I mean, I have the core plate, and I do use it, but I use the Tilta 90% of the time. 90% of the time. See, core SWX plate is great. Yep, the only downfall is the firmware. And I'm not sure what's going on with that. Yeah, I'm not sure with that one. I like the guys at Core. They're good peoples. If you want GDU batteries to pass info, you need one firmware. And if you want Core batteries to pass info, it's a different firmware. Interesting. They can't combine. Interesting. Probably explain. I don't have the GDU batteries, so that explains why I've never run up against the issue. That makes a lot more sense on it. Yeah. I mean, I used the original Tilta power module, and I had no problems with it. I used the advanced power module, and I have no problems with it. I've used the core, have no problems with it. At some point, I'm going to review the Mutiny one when they have something they can send out for me to check out for a little bit, and I'll give it the full fair review. I mean, I know a lot of people are very, very pleased with it. So you gotta say that. I am completely not a fan of the Vaxis wireless V-mount solution. That's all I'm going to say on that. Well, I'll say that there was no review from me on that. Greg says, I get info and I never change the firmware. Works on GDU and Core and Nano. What gives? I wonder, I don't know. I wonder if there's an older version that works that they had to fix something else. I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know. It says, never worked for me. You got lucky, I suppose. I do get a little play on my GDU battery when mounted, but core batteries are solid. Interesting. And I know there was a lot of fun, air quotes, fun, with the all the different V-mount adapters, and then the various thicknesses of paint, because like the white and the black, and then the colors, the yellow, the orange, the blue, they all had different thicknesses of the paint, and they were having a lot of fun trying to get everything to mate on there. And it is my Tilta on my blue, which I don't know the thickness of my blue compared to the others. I think I remember it was the yellow was the thickest paint. I think it was. I don't know. I don't have any problems getting mine on and off. My core is a little snug on it, but not bad. The only thing I didn't like about the Tilta, and they didn't fix it, but they did fix something else on it when it comes to the vertical battery. They fixed, I forget what it was. There was something, because mine is like the original that came out. I don't like that the button to eject the battery is on the bottom. I have no idea why that is. Why can't the mechanism be on the top? It's on the bottom. I'm used to it now, probably like I'm used to the backwards zoom on the Sigma. Thanks a lot for ruining my life. I mean, it does its thing. It does its thing. Yep, there it is again. Interesting on the Vaxis. Yeah, all I'll say on that is I've said over the years on here, I review things that are interesting to the community, interesting to me, that solve a problem, and I'm only interested in actually doing a review on something that is a positive experience. Let me phrase that the best way. I don't know if anything's changed, maybe, but all I can say is was not positive, and that was that. It's one of the white mounts, no play with any bricks. Maybe I got lucky. That is perhaps it. Reach says, I like the core because it works. I don't like the core because of how even the small V-mount batteries sit on it. It's designed so poorly, I tend to use the BP batteries for the most part now. Interesting. I like the core. Well, I will say, like, the Tilta is hilarious when I put like one of my giant blue shapes on it. I mean, it is hilarious sitting on there. But when you're wanting to run a monitor and a Komodo all day long without changing batteries, you can't go wrong with that. I don't like, God, what was it on the, whatever I said on the advanced power module, on the Tilta review, there was something I didn't like about the battery plate for the vertical versus horizontal. And am I chopping up again here? Let's see. So it's fixed. Give it 30 seconds. They fixed that, whatever that was, but I don't know. I don't like vertical batteries on my Komodo. I love how flat it is on top, and so I like putting the battery sideways. Big fan of that. Reach says, I only use it when needing to power accessories. I'm always powering accessories because Reach, at some point in your life, buddy, you're going to get older, and you're going to have a choice. Your choice is or a big old 7-inch monitor. When you reach that day, you'll be powering accessories all day long. Hopefully you never actually got it. I know people that are like 100 years old and don't have to wear any glasses. I'm like, really? Although, complete tangent. The other day, I pulled out my contacts, which I wear for months at a time. And it was the weirdest experience. I have never experienced this in my life. And I've been wearing contacts for 30 years. I pulled them out and my vision maintained. It wasn't perfect. I'm like, I could see exceptionally well with my contacts, but I could see far off quite well. So much so I was reading products and things across the way. And my wife was like, that's really weird. And then I could hold up the phone directly to my face and I could see both. And I have no idea how that happens because as I understand it, it's the shape of your eyeball. So why? It did go away. It slowly went away over 20 minutes. But that was weird. Such a weird tangent to go down to. Thank you for coming along on my tangent of Scott's weird eye issues. Yeah, I'm really after something that integrates the breakout just to keep it clean. There's not much info or reviews I can find online about the dedicated breakouts for Mutiny, for example. So the dedicated breakout, so there's a couple. There's no reviews. There isn't, is there? Trying to think of a dedicated. I mean, honestly, if you can ask them any question, they will give you the answer. He's not gonna fill you full of fluff or anything. He'll tell you the truth. It's a nice unit. It's bigger than say the Tilta, but it has more features on it, but not necessarily features that everybody has to have. So it just depends. They also do make a little tiny little breakout that gives you all the things, all of the. It's tiny. You can plug into the 9-pin and mount it to the side, and then use a tiny little V-mount adapter if you want. They have that. The thing that the biggest two negatives that I hear, and they're not that big of a negative to me, is with the Mutiny is everybody says, oh, it looks like it's 3D printed. It is 3D printed, but it's not 3D printed with a 3D printer. It is it's a professional 3D printing system that does not use monofilament. It is a cool system. It's about $300,000 for a machine to print these, and they are absolutely solid. It's beyond belief how solid they are. Lenny, if your Cine shooter has a lot of that same printing that's in there, and it's not it's not the cheap 3D printers. So people say that it looks like it. It looks like it, but it's not the same quality. It's a high quality build, and that's just so that you don't have to spend the
thousands and thousands of tens of thousands of dollars for mold builds and all that kind of stuff. And then the other negative is that you have to plug it in to your power port. And what I will say on that is my best advice is if you ever have a V-mount on your Komodo, do not plug in your house power. Just don't. And life will be grand. Life will be grand. And that the Mutiny solves that because it's plugged in. Woo! Boy, there's a whole bunch of questions that popped up here. Well, that was interesting. Why did all the fonts got bigger? Tyler says, I think it's the GDU batteries. There's a problem with the play on the Raptors 2. I also own the original Tilta-Plate with much more play than that. Didn't feel comfortable using it, so still in the box. Interesting. Tyler says, anybody want to buy it? If somebody wants to buy it. Random question. Are your spices available to buy? Not yet, Greg. I do plan on it. I'm not receiving negative comments on my salt and pepper. So far, I've sent them to a lot of different people, and I've literally told them, please do not blow smoke. Just tell me the truth. I really want to know because I need to improve it if not. So I'm basically there. I'm gonna wait for this last batch. It's gonna go to a couple of cool people, and I'm gonna wait to see if they like this enhanced change I've made. It's just more, and then I will do that. And then I did get some negative comments, some improvement comments on the packaging. So I'm looking at that for sure. But at some point, I probably will have it for sale. I hate online stores. That it costs so much. It just irritates me. Scott, would you use an iPad mini to monitor for Komodo? I have used an iPad mini to monitor for Komodo. I also really enjoy using a full-size iPad on Komodo. I had a lot of fun out in nature using my iPad full-size out there. It was grand. iPad mini would be fine. You can use this one is made by ShineWe. And this is the adapter that I use when it comes to putting the iPad or the iPad mini on there, because it is adjustable greatly. So you can clamp it, you can adjust it even further by unscrewing this a long way, and you can get an iPad Pro on top of your Komodo if you want it. It's called the ShineWe model. See, Jeff, I'm telling you, PC230. This is, there you go, as my head turns. So this is the one that I use, and I will clamp it onto Komodo. I clamp it onto, I've used it on the Red before too. It's not quite as fun though, because I need the touchscreen on my Red. Why am I still wearing these? I hate glasses, by the way. So this works really well. This was like, I think $20 on Amazon. Please use my affiliate links down below. Yeah. Let's see. Reach says, I agree. You basically always need a monitor. For Komodo, I've been using the iPhone as my screen, which is pretty good. Which seems to be my main use lately. I know people who poo-poo it. I don't poo-poo. The latency is a thing, but you can get over it pretty quick. You really can. Reach says, but I love it. Tyler says, I've been doing the same thing. iPhone is a monitor with RS2. Works pretty well. And that's, I mean, it's kind of like the
Axun Simo. I mean, it's a great way to let your iPhone become your backup monitor. Tyler says, for reals? I love it with the follow focus system and the RS2. Right. Too good. Greg says, on occasion, I hand an iPad to the AD to monitor the takes. Red Control works just right, and everyone on set loves it. And they don't mind the lag. Yep. I mean, the first reality show that was shot with Komodo, I was on, yee-hoo, and I blew them away when I pulled out my iPad Pro and pulled up the Komodos on there side by side with two different browsers, but it was a split window, and they were like, we could see that. What? It blew their mind, and so we were literally running around using the built-in web server on the Komodo. It was incredible, and now you've got Red Control Pro, which allows you to put them all on your screen, and you can hit record on all of them and trigger them all at the same time, which was awesome on the shoot a month or so back. We had 3 Komodos going. Since I use the Komodo on the gimbal so much, it's why I dislike the core, but I mean, I guess it wasn't designed for that kind of use. Someone needs to come up with a way to pass through good, solid amount of power with a flexible cable, which is counterintuitive because the amperage required. But it'd be kind of cool if someone could figure that out. Yep. Why haven't I gotten salt and pepper? I can send you some, Simon. I can send you some. I just don't have your address. Maybe it's your fault. I have some I can send you. So cool. Can't wait to place an order. I have an iPad. It's not going to be too cheap though. Do keep that in mind. It takes a while to smoke them. Smoke them and make them taste good. Yeah. Tyler says, I have the iPad mini. It's a great thing to have with any Red camera. The control app is nice. The fact that Red Control is free is mind-blowing. I love full control. I literally, during the whole, did I just dribble on me? The whole Gone in 60 Seconds thing. I just literally sat over here at my live stream setup. I have all these monitors everywhere, and I have my full control just right here, and I'm pressing record, watching what's going on. It was cool. The Mutiny Komodo battery I/O is awesome. Even the 2-pin Limos are at an angle so as not to obstruct the screen. It's super well thought out. There you go. There's a review from Anthony. Hello, Anthony. And then what show was that? It's a show that didn't get picked up for numerous reasons. We shot pilot and a couple episodes, and it I don't know where it is right now. I think they still wanted it was called Truck Money. Let me see if it's on YouTube. I doubt it. And talk about screwing up my my YouTube searches. Let's see if it's out there. Nope. No, it's not out there. It's called Truck Money, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. My buddy Andrew Red up in Dallas was the DP on it. Chris Hatchett was producer. A lot of cool peeps. I worked with a lot of cool peeps up there. I enjoyed that. Shooting with a wireless monitor gave you a faux weird impression of stabilization. I buy that, Patrick. I have been fooled many times. Honestly, it happens more often than not where our in-eye stabilization looking at monitors can give you a sense of, well, my nose is itching now. What did I do? can give you a sense of stabilization. I'll go back and watch something that I shot. I was like, oh, that was awesome. It was so good. It looked so smooth. And then when I play it back on the big screen, I'm like, yeah. Gourmet salt and pepper would sell no matter the price. I wouldn't say it's gourmet, but it's certainly not cheap either. It's quality is the important thing. And at some point, I'm going to have to invest in a pepper grinder mill with adjustable screen sizes. That's the only thing that I can't get right. I can't get a perfect grind on my pepper. It's hard to do pepper. And so right now you get the big coarse cracked black pepper, but you also are going to get some fine stuff in there. And there's nothing I can do other than sift it. And if I sift it, the price is going to go through the roof. Because sadly, that's it's kind of amazing. I shot a reality show on Komodo 2. Didn't get picked up past the pilot, but the premise was too niche. Yeah, this one was the companies said they wanted a little more drama within the family, and the family was not interested in that. It was a funny. I mean, it was typical reality, but it was a funny show. The good people, but the people were literally, they were basing it for the most part on their lives. So the characters were not too far off from reality, which is kind of funny for reality. Tim says, nose is itching because I was just talking about you. Why are you talking about me, Tim? It's not nice to talk about people. My nose is itching. Use a rolling pin to make the pepper as fine as you like. Yes. Fine is not a problem. Coarse is the problem. You want it to be coarse. I don't want to sell, well, you get your good pepper flavor from the more coarse pepper. You get the hot pepper, which is not that hot, but you get the hotness from pepper, from the fine stuff. So literally I'm talking about pepper, that's probably why my nose is itching. But no, it just literally happens because I'm talking and my nose hairs go inside. Yeah, the rolling pin, I mean, I've literally tried a whole bunch, and I found the grinder that I want, but I am not spending $1,400 on a grinder anytime in the near future. But even still, I'll be buying bulk pepper, then I'll buy the grinder. Right now I'm buying bulk, but it's not bulk. Ollie says, I'm on an Alabama white barbecue sauce kick right now. Fresh pepper makes all the difference. Alabama white barbecue sauce? You mean cream gravy? When someone says white barbecue sauce, all I can think of is cream gravy. And cream gravy is fantastic with black pepper, lots of it. But it also needs one thing that most people don't put in their cream gravy. Sour cream. Oh, totally changes everything. Group discounts. Oh, you're talking about me on group discounts, huh? Better not be on my pepper. Better not be on my pepper. That's right. The coarser, the better. Indeed. $1,400 grinder. Yeah, $1,400 grinder. And I'm not talking about the app either. You talk about coarse. Yeah, it's a mayo-based sauce. Unreal. Well, okay, Ollie, I'll investigate that now. Sounds weird though. Sounds weird. Do y'all like white cream gravy? It's kind of a southern thing. I love white cream gravy. It's good, but people like white cream gravy. Now ask yourself the second question: have you ever had it with sour cream in it? Whoo! Boy, does it take it to the next level. And man, sorry.
I hate this. I hate the sniffles and the itches. Let's see here. I am not Reach. I am not. Not at all. It would be funny though if there was like a pepper app called Grinder, where you can get all your spices. Let's see. Woo! 3 hours and 10 minutes. Man, I'm just still going. Wife hasn't said she's home, unless she has and I didn't pay attention. Nope, and nope. But she's usually listening anyway. That's funny. Was that Grip dating app joke? Gripter, wasn't it? That went around. Wasn't that part of? That was the April Fools from movie set memes. Ooh, sorry, my boy. It almost got juicy. Mayo-based sauce as suspect. Yeah, mayo is a useful tool. There's some reason for mayo. I'm not going to hate on it. I'm going to investigate it. Is this the point where we simultaneously hit the smash the thumbs up? I think it is. It is that moment when everybody, man, my nose. Oh wait, now is the moment because it just showed up on the thing over here. I really think it is my nose hairs tickling the inside of my nose, probably from my deviated septum that I just won't get fixed. Let's see if everybody. Oh, nobody's hitting the like button. Shame. How am I not even in the U.S. and I know this sauce better than you guys? I mean, I'm going to make a statement here. It's going to hurt some people. May not hurt too many. But the key word was Alabama. That Alabama is not exactly known for their... I mean, they do some strange stuff in Alabama. I'll give them that. I've never heard it. Go Scott. On a shoot in D.C. had to pop in the stream. Go Campbell. Mayo works with my fries only. Now, I will say this. Have y'all tried Scott sauce? Scott sauce is, it's good stuff. If you go to my smash burger recipe or smash burger episode on my raw cuts, I do the Scott sauce in there, and it is made with mayo and mustard and ketchup and Parmesan and garlic powder and I've dill pickle juice, and a couple of other things I got to remember was all in there. Smoked paprika is in there. It is amazing on fries. Really good. Just got an idea for a nose hair straightener. Is there a market for that? No. Golly, every time I do it, scratch it gets worse. And then, yeah. I don't think, nose hair straighteners would be it. I mean, at some point, ear hair and nose hair is going to be like a fashion trend. Just like you braid out the mustache. The mustache, you think that would be it? The ear stash, where it just comes out. Boy, this live stream took a dive. Doesn't ketchup pass as marinara sauce in Alabama? Everything passes as marinara in Alabama. I think I'm the only person in the world that doesn't like ketchup. I'm just not a fan of ketchup. I don't know. It's weird. I like marinara, but I don't like ketchup. So you're saying if I add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper to my ketchup, it ain't marinara? Thought it was. Let's see here. Now the only thing more sus is a white barbecue sauce from
Arkansas, because I don't know what would be in that. They would probably make it just literally just flour and water. It's just paste. I make my own version of ketchup because I don't like the store-bought versions. The only one I liked was the Whataburger spicy ketchup. I like that one. Cayenne is also in, a little bit of cayenne in my Scott sauce. Just a tinge. But we make it by the squirt bottle. And we just have it, we just do our thing. I don't like store-bought ketchups at all. It just, yeah. The only time that I'll do ketchup is when the fries are so freaking hot that you just need something to cool it down. Or they're super greasy and you just need something. Ketchup is mostly sugared out. It is. I also like if you mix a little hot sauce. Not so much. I used to like Tabasco with ketchup, but not so much now. I don't. I like a little hot sauce. I like spicy ketchup. It's okay because it's spicy. How about you do your own take of ketchup on raw cuts? I mean, maybe. My problem is, since I don't like ketchup per se, I'd have to make something. I don't know. I'll start with mayonnaise. I'll call it the Alabama ketchup. Oh, Ollie, this could be a meme all in of itself. We'll start with the meme of the Alabama white barbecue sauce, and then we'll do Alabama ketchup, then Alabama mustard, and then the acidity note in ketchup is off-putting depending on the brand. It's true, but the acidity in tomatoes on pizza, ooh, it's really good, really good. Oh, I got my pizza steel. I gotta bake it. We keep forgetting. We have to bake it for like 3.5 hours to treat it. But oh man, I think I talked about that, didn't I? I did. I'm getting old. All right. Let's see. Can we agree Sweet Baby Ray's makes the best barbecue? We can agree that it's pretty good barbecue sauce. We can agree with that. But I've had much better barbecue sauce, and I've made barbecue sauce that I think is as good as Sweet Baby Ray's. But for a mass-produced brand, it's really good. Now, let me ask you this, Ollie, and other barbecue sauce connoisseurs. Do you just put the Sweet Baby Ray's right on anything that takes barbecue sauce, or are you diluting it with water? I'm interested. My take is it gets mixed to 1-to-1 with water, and I stir it up. It's still thick. It's not that thick. Barbecue sauce is not supposed to be globular. It's supposed to be a little runny. In Texas, you're not supposed to have barbecue sauce at all, but for brisket. I mix it. I absolutely mix it. They are the best commercially available sauce. That's fair enough. You can make a Chick-fil-A sauce. I promise you, King, go on Raw Cuts and make my Scott sauce. Do it. I think you'll enjoy it. Let me pull up my recipe here. Boy, it's a long way back. Fried bologna. Nobody watched that episode. Oh, and I'm going to be making corned beef, and I'm going to be making pastrami too. I've got my my 2 briskets. There we go. That's the buns. I need the smash burger. Okay. Here's Scott sauce. 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of mustard, 1/4 cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, or 2 if you like it, 1 teaspoon of smoked black pepper. You got to throw that in there. 1 teaspoon of smoked salt, 1 tablespoon of finely grated Parmesan cheese. Finely, like the powder. You can use the powder if you want. 1/2 of a teaspoon, or 1 teaspoon, depending on how much you like it, cayenne pepper. 1 teaspoon of dill pickle juice, or you could do 2. 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. That is the Scott sauce. And it is amazing. Mix it all up and put it on everything. It's really good. It's really good. Better than Chick-fil-A sauce. Better than Chick-fil-A sauce. I dilute it when I'm running low. Like shampoo. I gotta get running. Thanks for the fun time, Scott. Thanks, Tim. That's going to make some Scott sauce. Yep, do it, Reach. Tell me it's not good, and do not blow smoke. You tell me if it's good or not. Tell me if it sucks. Chick-fil-A sauce for Scott is actually honey. Oh, this is true. This is true. Did y'all know the secret, right? When you go to Chick-fil-A, you get the waffle fries, divide it in half. Half your fries you eat with your meal with your Chick-fil-A sauce. The other half, you put honey on it, and you eat them. It tastes like sopapillas. Delicious dessert. You bet I'll make it. Good. Tim! The sauce I always wanted to try was Ed's sauce from Good Burger. I have everything on me but pickle juice. You got to have the dill pickle juice. It adds. It's so wild how little it adds, but how much it adds. And then there's a version 2, and it's written on a piece of paper in there where I added 2 additional ingredients, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember what those were. I bet my wife does. But she's not making an appearance. She's like, I'm not coming out there. Oh, that was pretty bad. I'm just reading through my notes, and there was one called AI titles. But it's not what I read. It didn't look at all like titles. Where, I think I didn't I? No, I didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to. It's in there. There's a 2.0 that takes it just a little bit further, but it's really good. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think we've gone 3 hours and 22 minutes and 50 seconds, and I still feel pretty good, but I'm getting hungry is the problem. I would sit here, I'd do one of my 8-hour live streams, but I would need food and then an adult beverage, and then it would just get crazy. But man, more people keep joining. Oh man, now I feel bad. I don't know. Y'all think? What do y'all think? Is it time to go, or is it? Yes, Tim. That's literally what I read. Minus the voluptuous. But now I kind of want to know what it was. AI titles. What was I? Oh, yeah, okay. That was when I was playing with AI to get, I said, write me 20 different YouTube titles for a YouTube video under 50 characters, make the words dramatic, and base it on the following script introduction. And it was my introduction to the deity slate. And I wanted to see if the AI titles, so I found the best one there, and I changed my title on the video, and I wanted to see if it would improve my views. It did not. It didn't do a thing. Thus is why I believe I don't chase trends, because trends don't work on my channel. King says you could have Creepy make Scott sauce with an open shirt flannel and so slow. Well, Creepy is, you're going to get to see a lot more Creepy in the FX30 review.
Sorry. Smiles. Hey, Curtis. What goes on, Curtis? How are you, buddy? Reach says, I'll keep listening, but you're right. It's time to cook dinner. Yeah, I'm not fading in any way. I'm just hungry. Hungry. I want me some Alabama barbecue sauce. If AI is now able to write you a text and makes you an image, when will Resolve GPT be out? Yeah, right. They already have it. Color Labs AI uses AI in the grading process, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was beta testing that for a while. It was really cool. Ooh, the FX30. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, but you're gonna get to see Creepy. Creepy's gonna make an appearance. Yep. Love you, buddy. Love you too, Curtis. I'm allergic to Sony, but I'll check out that FX30 video. Yes, sir. It's a doozy. I know it's a doozy because I needed it to be a doozy. Plus, I needed Creepy back in my life here. Really like my FX. It's a dang good camera. I'd show you my FX30, but my dog won't. Well, not that one. There, he won't. He won't get on the floor. He's like, dude, we're like an hour and a half late. It's true, we are. Okie day. I think we're going to wrap it up here. So, thank you all for joining. And yeah, Frank is using Color. You misspelled it. It's Color Labs. There was a live a week ago where Data used the chat GPT. Yep. Yes, exactly. It was really, really wild. It's really cool stuff what they're doing. So, yeah, everyone have a wonderful and fantastic, fun-filled weekend. Enjoy yourself. Glad I gore. Got here. I got it. Creepy is the best, especially when he flaunts his massive vocabulary. It's fair day. That one got a heck of a lot more chuckles than I expected it to. I have to admit. Yep, everyone, have a fantastic weekend. Do something fun. Enjoy yourself. Shoot something amazing. Let me phrase that for YouTube algorithm. Film something amazing. And remember, you can join the memberships if you'd like. You can do that. It's a thing. Remember to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Tell all your friends about the live stream. Say, literally, friends, bro. We don't just talk about camera stuff. We talk about Alabama white sauce. And it's a weird thing. Well, this thing is going to get demonetized. You watch. They're going to be like, we're not comfortable with you using the term Sweet Home Alabama white barbecue sauce. Got it. Have a great weekend. Dang, talking text. Okay. Everyone have a great weekend. And as I always like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions.